Microphone 1, check 1, 2. Microphone 1, check 1, 2. Check 1, 2, 3, 4.
Microphone 2, check 1, 2. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Microphone 2, check 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good afternoon from the North Buffalo Ice Rink and live coverage of the UNYCHL Playoffs. And we've reached the final four of the UNYCHL Playoffs as we are set for semifinal action today. And our first matchup to secure a spot in the title game is St. Bonaventure versus Cortland. Hello, I'm Aaron Elpern alongside Sean McHugh for the call of today's game and all of our weekend games here in the Upstate New York Collegiate Hockey League Playoffs. And Sean, when you get down to the last four teams, it almost goes without saying that it should be a great matchup.
Yes, absolutely, and this game right here definitely should be one of our better matchups. The St. Bonaventure Bonnies come in riding a 10-game win streak after they knocked off Metro Division champion Niagara Purple Eagles on the road to earn a spot in the semis. The Bonnies have played one more playoff game than the other three, as the West 2 seed faced the number 3 seed Alfred State Pioneers in a play-in game, won that game by a 4-1 score.
Cortland also earning their way here by a win on the road. It was the Cortland Red Dragons knocking off the East Division champions Le Moyne by a 7-4 score last weekend. And they rode a balanced attack to that win with 7 different players scoring in that game. Cortland comes into this game with a record of 11-5-2 on the season.
Yep, and the two teams did not face each other in the regular season, but did have two common opponents from the Metro Division. Both teams faced Niagara. Bonaventure actually saw them 3 times. Bonaventure beat them 3 times, but none of those games were easy. Meanwhile, Cortland took down Niagara by a score of 9-2.
Both teams also faced Brockport. The Bonnies beat the Golden Eagles by a 5-1 score. Meanwhile, Cortland lost to Brockport in overtime, and I think that might give a little bit of insight to the type of team that Cortland is. A bit of a wild card, really. A 7-goal win against Niagara, one of just 2 teams in the whole country to beat Binghamton, but also some of those head-scratching results.
Absolutely, Aaron. As one league observer did tell us, when they want to play, they're an elite hockey team, whereas St. Bonaventure, meanwhile, seems to show up with the same team every time they take the ice. Only 2 losses all year, both of which to the Buffalo State Bengals, who we will see on this ice after this game as they take on the Binghamton Bearcats.
Bonnies might not have the offensive stud that a lot of teams might have, but they roll 4 strong lines at their opponents. All of them can score. All of them play sound 200-foot hockey. And the same can be said about the defense and goaltending as well, Sean.
You got that right, Aaron. 3 D pairs that protect their own zone and add offense, and Nick Filipowicz was excellent against Niagara on Monday. Nick Filipowicz comes in with a 7-2 record with a 3.12 goals against average and an .896 save percentage.
Should be a little bit of a mirror image on the other side. Cortland also plenty of depth, plenty of scoring threats. They might have the edge, though, in the top-end talent. Number 4, Zach Mikolas, the leading scorer, 12 goals, 12 assists in 14 games. He played junior hockey here in Buffalo for the USPHL's Buffalo Thunder, a team now known as the Buffalo Stampede. A couple other players to watch. Number 16, Robert Vereline. He has 19 points in the season. Christopher Hammerly, 16 points, number 22. A couple of players also to watch in that Cortland lineup.
Absolutely, and in their quarter...
I got you, Sean. In that quarterfinal win over Le Moyne, the Red Dragons did give up the first goal, and actually we are here ready for the national anthem. We'll head down to ice level, and then we'll be ready for puck drop. We're at the North Buffalo Ice Rink, and we are about ready to go for semifinal action in the Upstate New York Collegiate Hockey League. It is the semifinal matchup, the first Tier 1 semifinal matchup of the afternoon, and it's going to be Cortland, the Red Dragons, taking on the Bonnies of St. Bonaventure. Should be an excellent game. 2 very strong, very deep teams. Excited to see what both teams can come into this contest with, as this should be an excellent matchup. My name's Aaron Elpern, along for the call of today's game, alongside Sean McHugh, color commentator, Jeff Jazarowski, our camera operator, as we bring you live coverage of the UNYCHL Final Four from the North Buffalo Ice Rink.
Here we go, Aaron. These are two high-powered teams, balanced up and down the lineup. Both teams, when they play their game, are as good as any team in UNYCHL Tier 1. We have a berth in the championship game on the line. Right here, we have the Bonnies and the Red Dragons ready to drop the puck. Here we go.
Bonnies come in riding a 10-game winning streak. Meanwhile, the Cortland Red Dragons, they knocked off the East Division champions last week, the Lemoyne Dolphins, to get into this semifinal game. We're underway here from the North Buffalo Ice Rink. The puck is in the Bonaventure zone. It's going to be Owen Hughes playing it out to center ice, but quickly sent right back in by Robbie Ribkema for Cortland.
Yeah, Cortland sending in two forwards on the forecheck immediately, trying to upset that breakout pass and slow down Bonaventure's tempo. Let's see how that continues for the remainder of the game.
Bonaventure successfully breaking it out of their zone there. They get it into the offensive zone, not really setting up too much here though, but they do keep it in the zone there at the blue line. Now a loose puck there on the far side as Langlots goes spilling into the boards there. Looks like he ended up taking the St. Bonaventure player's stick with him. We have a whistle being blown, a stoppage in play, a little conversation between the referee and the Cortland bench, and we should be ready to get started up again here. 19:21 remaining here in first period play. No score yet from the North Buffalo Ice Rink as we bring you St. Bonaventure and Cortland.
Yeah, good to see Benjamin Langlots get up right there. He took his shoulder square into the boards, took a stick with him as well. I mean, you hold your breath when something like that happens. Good to see the young forward pop right up and head back to the bench, seemingly unscathed.
Face-off coming up here in the Cortland zone to the left of goaltender Austin Adams. Number one comes in with a record of 4-1-1 this year. He has a 4.95 goals against average and a .853 save percentage. As Adams plays that puck off to the corner, it's going to be picked up there by Mason Mego for the Bonnies, but his pass doesn't connect into the middle of the ice. And Cortland clears the zone, getting it to the St. Bonaventure blue line. But picking it up there and starting back in the opposite direction is going to be Jacob Jackson. Jackson across to Stutz, and he has a little bit of time to move it up ice, but it is Cortland intercepting that pass at center ice. Hammerly getting in the way there. And Cortland now with possession here right below our broadcast position. That puck is dumped in by Jarrett Delemba in behind the Bonaventure net as Cortland sets up some offensive zone pressure here. But it's going to be Mason Mego that has plenty of room to skate it out of the zone for St. Bonaventure. They're going to be offside, so they'll have to clear the zone here if they're going to set up some forecheck pressure. Actually, a couple of Bonnies heading to the bench now for a change, giving Cortland an opportunity to move that one up ice, deflected into the offensive zone by Cochran, and he goes to put some pressure on the defenseman there. Puck comes up the far wall. Connor O'Brien trying to get the breakout pass for St. Bonaventure, but that one's intercepted. Kept in by Mueller. Shot coming in from the point. That one goes off the pad. Ripped in the wrist shot there by Robbie Ribkema. Saved by Filipowicz as he is tested for the first time this afternoon. St. Bonaventure now looking to get that one up ice. They finally do manage to get it out of the zone and get it all the way to the Cortland goaltender. Adams covers that one up, and we'll have a whistle now with 18:10 left to go in first period play. Still no score. Tries to step around the defenseman. Solid defense there by Fitzpatrick, and now he brings it up ice. Fitzpatrick into the offensive zone, takes a shot. That was kind of a difficult one for the goaltender to handle. A little bit of a awkward save made there by Adams, but he did make the stop. There wasn't really a rebound there either, and now it's Cortland moving the puck up ice. It's going to be Mueller getting into the offensive zone. He dumps it in, heads to the bench for a change as Morello puts some pressure on in the far corner. Fitzpatrick has a little bit of room here on the near side. He just lobs a pass through the neutral zone. It's going to be in on the Cortland goaltender, so no icing on the play. And it's going to be Bianchi getting it to Delemba to start the breakout for the Red Dragons. Puck just comes into center ice, and now a battle for a loose puck. Red Dragons winning that. Veriline into the offensive zone. Shot taken. Glove save made by Filipowicz. Mikolas was there looking for a rebound, but St. Bonaventure clears it out of their zone quickly. And now back up ice. It's going to be Aiden Jones into the offensive zone. Tries to get a backhand shot on goal. That one went wide. Now a loose puck on the far side. Jones over there to pick that one up. He's got the puck on his stick now at the top of the circle, looking to get a shot away. Two Red Dragons right on him, keeping him from getting that shot off. Good defense in the zone there for the Red Dragons, making sure that the defenseman couldn't get that shot in on goal. That shot does come in from the defenseman. That's O'Donohue getting that one in on net. Shoulder save made by Adams. As Bonaventure has a little bit of offensive zone time set up here. They just couldn't connect on that pass as Jones was sneaking in from the point.
Yeah, he was there too. That puck settles for him. He's getting here we go.
Here's a chance down low. Lindstad had that one as he got that pass from Mikolas, just fumbled it a little bit in front of the net. Could have been a very nice scoring opportunity for the Red Dragons. As now back into Cortland territory. No icing on this play as Langlots goes and picks it up. 16-10 now remaining in a scoreless first period as the breakout comes up the near boards into the neutral zone, but it's going to be St. Bonaventure finding possession. Ray Werner getting in the way of that pass, and now it's going to be Sobko looking to get it across the blue line. Makes that pass to Wall, but Wall losing control of it. Now Cortland trying to break it out on the far side. Langlots with the puck, trying to get it around the referee, slowed him down just a little bit there, and that's a chance for St. Bonaventure in front of the net. That backhand shot taken very quickly. TJ Wall getting that pass in front. Good save made by Adams on that one, as the official maybe helped the forecheck a little bit out there for St. Bonaventure.
Yeah, official put on a great forecheck right there unintentionally, and I don't think that TJ Wall had any idea how much time he had right there. There was nobody near him in the slot. He gets the puck on his stick and puts a backhand on there. Great save there by Adams, but I think TJ Wall might want to take a look next time because he had all day to put a move down and maybe get a better scoring opportunity.
When you're in front of the net and that close to the goaltender, you just assume that you don't have any time.
You shouldn't.
That one was certainly maybe that instant that he might not have expected to have that he had at that moment. Loose puck here at neutral ice. It's the defenseman David Stutz picking it up, carrying it into the offensive zone, makes a couple of moves to get free, and then we have an offsides call made, a quiet whistle, and a little bit late, too. I never heard it. I just saw the players stop.
I wouldn't have known it was offsides unless without the groan from the Bonaventure bench, but I think one move too many at the blue line right there. If he just takes a step and gains the line, they're going in 3-on-2, and he probably has a shooting lane right there.
So we'll have a face-off coming up right in front of the Cortland bench. We have 15:22 remaining in first period play. Still no score yet, as the face-off is won by Cortland. They get it up ice quickly. Goes into the St. Bonaventure zone. No icing on this play. Has some pressure being put there by Mueller. Forces a errant pass, and now it's going to be Morello trying to set something up in the corner. His pass is deflected back to the point. Bianchi keeps it in. Mueller and Jackson trying to find that loose puck on the far side. Mueller hits Jackson from behind into the boards, and now there's kind of a pinned puck over there. Could be an opportunity for the Bonnies as Spina brings it through the neutral zone. He's got a man in front, takes the shot, just misses the net wide. Could be an opportunity now for Cortland to counter as a big hit laid here in the neutral zone, as coming back hard on the defense was Mason Mego. Laid that shoulder into Morello right below our broadcast position. Now a loose puck here in the neutral zone as Ryan Blevins finds some loose ice there to make sure he gets it up ice. Now heads to the bench for a change as it comes slowly in towards the Cortland goaltender, smartly covering that one up as there were several Bonnies coming into the zone with speed looking for that loose puck.
Yeah, Bonaventure brought their legs through the neutral zone right there. Adams really had to make sure he pounced on that puck because there were 3 Bona forwards heading in there with full speed ahead to the tip of the goal crease. Bonaventure's definitely got the zone time working for him right now. Cortland's still trying to feel out how they want to break out of their own zone and set up their offensive pressure. Still
waiting our first goal of the game as we have 14:30 remaining in first period play. St. Bonaventure finding a loose puck at center ice, dumping it in with Fitzpatrick. Now it comes out the far side. It's going to be Mikolas trying to get it out of the zone for Cortland, but a couple of Bonaventure players over there to make that difficult. Eventually it's going to be Vereline skating it through center ice up the left side. Tries to make a pass into the middle of the ice just behind Mikolas. And that's going to give an opportunity for Connor Uhas to start the breakout, but it's going to be Vereline taking the puck away from him. Quickly gets it in front. Mikolas just gets knocked down before he can spin and let that shot go. Puck comes back into center ice. Mikolas deflecting into the offensive zone. Cortland setting up some light pressure. Puck is knocked out of the air, but no call is made as Vereline now has it here in the neutral zone. Drops it back for his defenseman, Delemba. And that one goes off the referee's skate again as the men in stripes have gotten themselves involved in the game a little bit here, inadvertently, obviously. Langlots in that far corner looking to start the breakout. His pass is intercepted. Bonaventure setting up some pressure here. TJ Wall back to the point. Fitzpatrick tries to step around his man and make sure it stays deep in the zone. But a couple of Cortland players there making sure it didn't get too far into the zone, and now it's going to be an opportunity for the Red Dragons to break it out on the far side, but it's kept in. Ray Werner doing the forechecking work there on the far side of St. Bonaventure as this top line of Cortland hemmed in their zone for a decent bit of time here as 2 different St. Bonaventure players over there in that far corner. Eventually one of them takes a big spill. It was Werner getting knocked down by the captain, Vereline. It's going to be a 2-on-1 for Cortland. Vereline into the offensive zone, takes the shot, just misses that far post wide. He had Mikolas right there with him looking for a rebound. Bonaventure quickly back in the other direction. Sobko getting it into the offensive zone while his teammates change. And it's going to be Ripkamuk bringing it up ice for Cortland. Gets it to Cochran just inside the offensive zone, but defense there making sure that charge toward the net didn't really materialize. Only one man back here for Cortland, but a good play to get that one up ice quickly, and now they have an opportunity in the offensive zone, but again, another good defensive play as it was David O'Donohue stepping up just inside of his own blue line.
That is not going to work against the St. Bonaventure defense. The toe drags are not going to get by them. The passing has to be on the tape like that.
That pass is on the tape in front of the net. Gets through the goaltender on the backhand. With this first goal of the game, it's going to be number 14, Ryan Braglia. The Cortland Red Dragons have the game's first goal. It's 1-0 Cortland.
Like I was saying, Aaron, the way you're going to beat this Bonaventure forecheck is by long stretch passes and skating instead of trying to toe drag. Cortland up the ice, up the middle, gets a streaker straight to the net. They get the puck. Filipowicz gets a glove on it, but it still crosses the line. And after a pretty good amount of pressure being put on by St. Bonaventure, Cortland gets the breakout, and they get that all-important first goal.
Number 14, Ryan Braglia waits the entire season for his first goal, but his first goal of the year comes here in the UNYCHL semifinals, and he's got his Cortland Red Dragons out by a 1-0 score with a little bit more than 12 minutes to go in the first period. Bonaventure had plenty of pressure in the offensive zone, but it was that counter play, quickly getting it up ice, working well in transition. Braglia doing good work there in the backhand to get it past Filipowicz. It's a 1-0 game for the Cortland Red Dragons.
Yeah, and let's see if that opens things up for the Red Dragons as well. They've been playing a bit reserved for the most part. Let's see if that little momentum shift and that jolt of energy maybe gets them going a little bit.
Puck bounces across the Cortland blue line. Now it's going to be St. Bonaventure looking to bring it back into the zone. Had to wait until a man cleared the zone. Now a shot's taken quickly on net. Mason Mego letting that one go, just barely missing the near post. Mego has it again from close range. Puts that one by the goaltender, low stick side. It's 1-1 now as Mason Mego has tied it up for St. Bonaventure.
Mason Mego showing off the edge work right there, popping out from below the goal line. Looks like he's going to pass it cross ice to the back door and then just turns and snaps it at the inside post on the goaltender Adams. And just like the Cortland goal on Filipowicz, he gets a piece of it, but the shot was coming in hot right there and he just couldn't hold it out. And Bonaventure answers immediately and we're right back to a tie game.
Well, it was a feeling out period for about the first 6-7 minutes of this one, but very quickly in succession we have 2 goals. It was the Red Dragons getting on the board first, but the answer provided by the St. Bonaventure Bonnies. We have ourselves a 1-1 hockey game, and should just amp things up a little bit more now that we have both teams getting on the board.
Oh yes, Aaron, back and forth we go, just the way we like.
So an 11:29 remaining here in the first period. It's a 1-1 score as it was Cortland getting on the board first here in this game, but it was that quick answer from St. Bonaventure. One of the things that was talked about earlier this week on the UNYCHL Rinkside podcast was that it would be interesting to see if Cortland can jump out to a quick lead here, and that might be one of the things that could be something that would prove an edge for them, because St. Bonaventure could have. That was a pretty easy answer. St. Bonaventure responded immediately after Cortland got that first goal.
Absolutely, Aaron, and apart from their very impressive record and only having losses to one team, Bonaventure's biggest praise that they get around the league is that they are the same team no matter what. But like you said, they haven't faced this a lot, so we needed to be sure how they were going to react to going down early. They reacted as well as you possibly can. The very next shift, they score a goal in almost identical fashion to the way Cortland did from where the shot came, obviously.
So with 11:16 now to go in first period play, we wait to see which team will grab momentum, as it looked like Cortland had done that right off the bat, getting that first goal, but quickly St. Bonaventure coming back and tying it up. And now St. Bonaventure through the neutral zone into the offensive zone as we have a penalty being signaled behind the play. We have the Cortland player getting back to his skates there in the St. Bonaventure zone, and obviously he got knocked down on that play. The referee made the interference signal. So it's going to be an opportunity for the Cortland Red Dragons on the power play here, as we have a little bit more than 11 minutes to go here in first period play. And taking the penalty is number 8 for St. Bonaventure. That's Brady Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick did a really nice job initially. He had Nicholas coming down on the back door with an open net. He does a nice job defending the puck away from him, but I think the finishing little shove he gave him at the end tagged him for interference. Bonaventure doesn't even care, though. They're sending it forward straight down the ice.
Yeah, Bonaventure winning the faceoff, quickly sending it the length of the ice. And they had a man right there, TJ Wall, putting a little bit of pressure on, making sure that Cortland knew what they were doing with the puck before they move it up ice. They do so now with Vereline on the far side, looking to set up that zone time here in the offensive end with the power play. Minute 37 to go in the Cortland power play as it's fed around behind the net. Mikolas over there on the far side gets it down low. He's got a man there. It's Morello. Morello back to Mikolas there on the far side. Pass comes across right onto the tape of Sean Hans. He makes no mistake. Puts it past the goaltender. 2-1 Cortland quickly on the power play.
Yeah, power play precision by the Cortland Red Dragons right there. They work the puck down low, D-to-D to the point. They get down below the goal line. Perfect pass sent cross ice. And the one-timer, the shot that made Alexander Ovechkin famous by Sean Hans, his 4th goal of the season on the power play, gives the Red Dragons the lead right back again. So I think we're going to need to buckle up for a track meet right here, because we're not even halfway through the first. We got 3 goals already.
Well, it was as we were mentioning in pregame that other observers around the league have said about this Cortland team. And when they want to play, they can be as good as anyone in this league, anyone in the country. They have that elite talent, and we saw it on display there in that power play. Just precision passing and a pretty much – there could be another opportunity as that one gets past the goaltender. It's put home by Morello, just one-handed into the net. It's now a 3-1 lead for Cortland, but there is a player down in the aftermath of that as there was a scramble for a loose puck in front of the net. It eventually got put home by Morello, but there is a Cortland player that is down, so we will see exactly what is going on with that. I didn't see exactly what happened there on the back door to determine what might have happened on that play.
From what I was able to see, Aaron, the point shot came across, and the forward who was down, I can't see who it is because his number is blocked. Aiden Jones went to clear him out to prevent the scoring chance. He did, took a penalty in the process, but the thing is, when the puck got lost in that sea of humanity right there, it squirted past the goaltender Filipowicz, who was sliding to his right, and just in all the chaos, the puck found its way through and ended up in the back of the net.
Good to see Jake Mueller getting back to his skates as well, getting over to the bench. So.
Penalty is going to number 20, Aiden Jones, the player who I mentioned earlier, took down Mueller in front of the net to try and stop a scoring chance. They got him after the goal, so Bonaventure, just like that, a few minutes after tying the game, finds themselves down 2 and needing to kill a penalty.
So this has been quite the reversal in fortunes here, as it was quickly Cortland getting the lead about 6 minutes into the game. St. Bonaventure came back, tied it up right away, but then they ended up taking a penalty, and Cortland took the lead on that one, and then just seconds later getting the third goal, and now they have another opportunity here on the power play. This is an opportunity for the Red Dragons to really open up a lead here in this first period, and this is a key penalty kill for St. Bonaventure, as they don't want to go down 3 here in the first period.
No, definitely. This is a lot bigger for Bonaventure than it is for Cortland. Cortland could really put themselves in a great spot here. Bonaventure needs to get this kill to get their back. Their backs are against the wall. They need some sort of breathing room.
Lindstad here at the near point, looking for a shooting lane, just makes a pass over to Veriline here on the near side. He circles along the hash marks and gets it back to the point to Lindstad. That one comes across the blue line. You had one linesman that was waving it off. The other one called it quickly. It did come back across. I was pretty sure of that from right where our viewpoint is here. And we'll have a neutral zone face-off. 1:19 to go in the Cortland power play. 9:33 now left in first period play.
Yeah, so far so good for the Bonnies. There's only been 40 seconds. Cortland hasn't exactly threatened yet, and Bonaventure gets bailed out by a tough jumping puck. But Bonaventure, knowing the way they play, you got to think they're trying to scheme a shorthanded goal if the opportunity presents itself. Granted, that goes without saying, but Bonaventure's really going to want to respond here because they just don't want to be down 2 really at all, but for much time.
Certainly have to respect the offensive ability, though, that Cortland does possess. As we saw there on that power play a few moments ago, the passing very good there in the offensive zone. It was basically like 2 or 3 passes tape to tape in quick succession, and then it was just pretty much tuck it home into the empty net. So St. Bonaventure will be tested here at some point, I'm sure, in the next minute 2 of this penalty kill. And this might be one of those games within the game that we keep an eye on, because St. Bonaventure is excellent in their own zone, but it's clear that this Cortland power play is a power play to be reckoned with.
Absolutely, and now they're set up in the zone, so let's see how they operate here.
Langlots here at the midpoint gets it across to Hans, who had the power play goal earlier. Zach Miklas now on the far side, but he's got some pressure on him, manages to get away from it. Now he keeps possession of it along the goal line. Back to the point to Langlots, 40 seconds remaining in the power play. Shot taken there from the point, hits a man in front. Now an opportunity for Wall to clear it for St. Bonaventure, comes around behind the net. Going to be Jackson there trying to make sure it gets out of the zone, feeds it around back to the other side, but Morello picking it up there, and Cortland's going to set up their power play yet again. Hans has it here in the corner. He gets bumped to the ice, back to the point. Langlots lets a shot go through traffic, has a man there at the back post. Shot then taken by Morello as he was fed out in front. Didn't have a whole lot of time to get that shot in on goal. And then Jackson clearing it, but only to the blue line. Langlots keeping it in. Puck here on the near side, 5 seconds remaining in the Cortland power play. Sean Hans settles it down here, looking for a pass, gets it back to Langlots at the point. Redirection shot, Morello puts it past the goaltender. It's now 4-1 Cortland. Right as the penalty was ending, a perfectly redirected shot. Number 6, Joseph Morello puts it past the goaltender. It's now a 4-1 lead for Cortland, and this is not exactly what anyone was expecting in the first 12 minutes of this game.
Not a chance, and the least of all St. Bonaventure, but again, that Cortland power play just lethal puck movement, winning puck battles. The shot comes, Filipowicz is out high, and the puck redirects 2 feet in front of him, goes the opposite direction. Cortland just comes out and just throws 4 haymakers to start this game. Bonaventure, they are on their heels. This is uncharted territory for them, so they really got to get it into gear. There's time, but Cortland is right on the cusp of just blowing this thing wide open.
Puck played with a high stick right after that face-off, and we'll have a draw coming up then in the St. Bonaventure zone. 8 minutes and 4 seconds remaining here in our first semifinal game of the day. Our next one will be immediately following it. It will be Buffalo State taking on Binghamton. Should be right around 5:20, 5:30 this evening, or whenever is the about 30 minutes after this one concludes. It's going to be St. Bonaventure moving the puck up ice. Mason Mego gets stood up at the blue line, has to retreat before he can dump it into the offensive zone. Now Cortland looking to set up their breakout. Andrew Bianchi has some pressure on him, turns it over. Kernitz with an opportunity to keep it in the zone, gets it back to the point to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick looking for a lane, has something there. He's trying to get it back to Kernitz there in the back door. Just a bit out of his reach. St. Bonaventure, though, keeping it in. Jake Spina in the far corner, now circling behind the net. Backhand pass, nobody there on the far side, though. Opportunity for Cochran to float it out to center ice, and he does so, getting it up to Braglia. Braglia then running into his man right there along the red line. Mason Mego bringing it back to the offensive zone, drops it to Kernitz. Kernitz rips it past the goaltender. St. Bonaventure with another answer. It's now a 4-2 game, and the scoreboard operator might be busy today. We're not even 13 minutes into this one. Already 6 goals on the board.
Yeah, Bonaventure finally gets out of their own end because they're not killing a penalty anymore. And Mason Mego leading the way like he always does. Gains the line, puts a nice move on the first defender, and then the shot comes from out of nowhere. Adams was not ready for the shot, gets handcuffed by it. And again, a puck that he got 90% of, the other 10% pulled itself over the line, and they're pulling him right now.
Wow, this is a quick hook
wow.
here for the Cortland goaltender. Gives up the second goal of the game. His team has a 4-2 lead, but they're going to go to the backup, number 30, Brett Clough.
Yeah, Brett Clough coming in. He's got nice numbers. He's got a 3-1-1 record with an .892 save percentage. So goals against average of 4.5. That's not great, but everything else looks solid. So it's not like they're turning into an incapable goaltender right now. But, yeah, that's a quick hook for your starting goaltender who's got a lead. But maybe the strategy here is Bonaventure's offense is as capable as anybody's of getting back from a lead, so they had to do something to slow Bona's momentum down that they just ripped back from them.
Yeah, this might be a game of quickly changing and multiple changes in momentum. Both teams have had a piece of the momentum already here in this contest. Maybe Cortland just trying to seize it back with that goaltending switch, making sure that St. Bonaventure didn't take too much life from that first goal. Opportunity down low for the Bonnies. Hughes shot goes just wide as he was fed that pass right along the goal mouth.
Well, welcome to the game.
Cortland now with an opportunity, maybe having a 2-on-1 here. Mikolas getting it across to Lindstad. Lindstad had a man in front, just a little bit too far for Veriline to get it as he was coming in late as the trailer. Lindstad, though, finding possession of it again here in the offensive zone. Now in behind the net, Aiden Jones finally with a little bit of room to start it up ice for the Bonnies. Great long pass up there to Hughes. Hughes now tries to make a move around his defenseman. Good play there by Ripkema to stand him up, making sure that move didn't produce a scoring opportunity for the Bonnies. Bonnies though quickly back into the offensive zone. Shot is taken. Hughes letting that one go. That save is made by Clough as he gets tested for the first time since just coming into this game. Now a loose puck there on the far side, kept in by the Bonnies. Shot coming in by Juhas. Great pad save made there as Brett Clough was really tested there. Connor Juhas letting a hard low shot go from the mid slot. Juhas has it again, tries to get that pass down low. Good defense, only for a moment though. Owen Hughes finds the loose puck, puts it in upstairs. It's now a 4-3 hockey game. Not even 6 minutes to go in the first period. This is going to be a high-scoring affair, folks.
Aaron, when do we turn the clock back to 1987? Every shot that's coming in from in tight is finding the back of the net. 2 minutes ago, it was 4-1, and the game looked like it was over. Bonaventure comes roaring back and just gets two quickly. So goaltender was tested early, Clough was, but Bonaventure just relentless pressure. Gets two of them back in a minute and a half, and just like that, it's a one-goal game again. We still have 6 minutes left in the first period, and we've got 2 goals worth of games already. 2 games worth of goals.
Fasten your seatbelts, folks. This is going to be a wild one. If the first 14 minutes are any indication, it's a 4-3 Cortland lead, and not even much time to catch our breath here. This icing call is probably the most timely icing I've ever seen in the history of hockey. I need a moment to catch my breath after seeing 7 goals in just a little bit more than 14 minutes. This game is going to have a great pace to it. I can't wait to see what the next at least 6 minutes of this period brings.
Seriously, Aaron, we've got basketball going on right now. Just guys are shooting from everywhere, and the sticks are hot, and this is what we came for. This is the playoffs.
Puck comes right in front of the St. Bonaventure net. Filipowicz making sure that he's paying attention, gets the stick on it, stops it there with the stick, and then covers it with the glove. 5:39 now left in first period play. Still a 4-3 lead for Cortland. They have the offensive zone draw coming up here, and it's going to be Morello taking the draw. St. Bonaventure, though, winning it. Unable to clear it, though. Morello now has it at the near board, or far boards. Gets it to Hans. Hans creates a little bit of room for himself, tries to get it out in front. Nobody was there, though. And now St. Bonaventure looking to break it out up ice. Connor Uhas has it, drops it for Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick over the blue line. His shot is blocked, though, on its way to the net. Now a loose puck here in the near corner. Sean Hans bringing that one down, almost played it out in front of the net. Hit the side of his own goal. And now a loose puck there in the corner. Langlot's making sure it moves up ice. He gets it to Mueller. Mueller through center ice, but it's going to be Fitzpatrick heading back into his own zone to pick it up. Makes that pass, and now Connor Uhas has it on his stick as St. Bonaventure looks to start their breakout with 5 minutes to go in the first period. Puck is kept in at the far point. Andrew Brianki making a good play there. And then a quick drive in towards the net by Hammerly. Just couldn't quite get that backhand on net. St. Bonaventure trying to clear the zone. They get it to the blue line. It is gloved down there by Mueller, but it eventually comes across the blue line. Now Bianchi has to bring it in from across the blue line. His pass is intercepted. Now Mego back up ice. Mego to Spina. That pass is then deflected into the offensive zone as Braglia coming back hard on the back check. 4 minutes and 25 seconds now in the period as the Bonaventure Bonnies are looking to break it up ice. Mego in across the blue line. Got a man on the far side. Spina back to Mego in front of the net. Good defense to keep Mego from getting that shot off. Kurnitz, though, comes in late. That shot blocked as well.
Wow, great team defense by Cortland right there. Their goalie was down, and all 5 guys just piled into the slot. Oh!
Another one opportunity there as the shot came in from the point, bounced off the back glass, then quickly in front. Player gets taken down there in the neutral zone. No call, though, as it looked like the St. Bonaventure player had his man tied up. Neither of the officials seeing it in that way, though, and the play continues here with a little bit less than 4 minutes to go in the first. It's been a few minutes since we've seen a goal. I think something's gone wrong here in this game. It's going to be Spina bringing it into the offensive zone, looking to create that next opportunity. Mego's shot gets deflected up into the protective netting, and we'll get a stoppage in play with 3:39 to go in a very fast, very exciting first period.
Yep, and I think Cortland has abandoned their 1-2-2 forecheck idea because to say it wasn't working would be quite the understatement. Cortland has dropped back to looks like a token shadow forechecker just to maybe get a stick in the lane to force a pass. But you have 4 Red Dragons down below the blue line, and they're almost giving Bonaventure the entry to try and just to maybe force them to stop and play possession because Bonaventure's been crushing them in transition as well.
Loose puck after the faceoff. Now a battle for it on the far boards. Langlotz finds it, feeds it around behind the net. Now Cortland looking to start their breakout. It's going to be Veriline here in the neutral zone, but he loses control of it. Hughes now looking to counter. His shot goes wide, but it's going to be Rappa finding that rebound in the far corner. Just tries to cycle it down low, but Langlotz gets in his way, tries to get it out of the zone. Now he's got another opportunity to do so. This pass connects to Lindstad, and now Langlotz joining the play. Langlotz into the offensive zone, has a step, tries to fire that shot low, blocker side, just missed that far post. It ends up coming all the way back out into the neutral zone. Langlotz eventually getting back to his D spot, getting that pass up ice. It's deflected, though, into the St. Bonaventure bench, and we'll have a stoppage in play. Faceoff should be coming up right here at center ice, right in front of the Cortland bench, I believe, with a little bit less than 3 minutes to go here in the first period.
Yeah, the pace has definitely settled a little bit in terms of scoring, but the legs have not. Bonaventure is still attacking with everything they've got, and they have pushed Cortland back a little bit on their heels. I don't expect that to last for long, but Bonaventure, they're coming right now. Cortland trying to back off a little bit, but I expect them to try to make a push for some more offense right around now to try and get another one before the period ends.
Puck on the far side. Morello trying to make sure it gets out of the zone for Cortland. He does get it out of the zone, but O'Brien looking to counter and come back quickly with it. O'Brien gaining the zone, getting it deep into the near corner, fights off a couple of different players, still has control of it behind the net, goes to a knee but maintains possession, now gets it back to the point. Aiden Jones looks to load up that shot. That one goes wide as there was a couple of bodies in front of the net trying to make things difficult on Clough. Puck comes out in front of the net into the skates of a couple of different players. Hans eventually finds it, gets it around behind the net. Cortland, though, with a little bit of difficulty breaking it out. Finally connect on a pass, and now Hans through center. Hans gains the blue line, tries to get a shot in on goal. It hits a skate and goes into the near corner. Fitzpatrick now trying to get it back up ice quickly. He's got it to Kernitz, but Kernitz being pestered by Mueller there in the near corner. Puck comes around behind the net. Morello tries to set something up there as we are under 2 minutes to play. Mason Mego now with some speed for St. Bonaventure into the offensive zone. Mego here in the near corner tries to get that pass out in front. He had Spina there coming in with some speed. The pass was just a step or two off. And now it's going to be Hammerly looking to create something on his own into the offensive zone for the Red Dragons. Came in 1-on-2, still has possession of it, but he's being pinned to the boards by Stutz. And now it's an opportunity for the Bonnies to get it up ice. Spina battling against two different men, not able to get that zone entry, and Cortland's looking to bring it back quickly themselves. Puck on the far side now as Cochran looks for a shooting lane, circling the net, now looking for a pass. He takes a little bit of a bump as the St. Bonaventure defense maybe doing a little bit more of their standard work here as they're making sure they're not giving up too many chances. Spina with a chance in the offensive zone. Good save there made as it was Klo kicking out the left pad to stop that opportunity, as in tight was number 16, Jake Spina.
Yeah, Jake Spina did a lot of work there with the puck and fending off two Red Dragons on his way to a great scoring chance. These Red Dragons, there's a guy on his knee right now. I mean, they are gassed. Bonaventure has just thrown it into overdrive since getting that second goal. Got him the third one. Look for them to just go absolutely bonkers to try to get that third one to get this thing tied.
All right, so we have 1:03 left to go in the first period. It's a defensive zone draw for Cortland, and they have a group that's been out there for a moment here, more than a moment. And this clear is timely for them because it's slowly back into the St. Bonaventure zone, giving them that opportunity to make the change that they wanted to. Fitzpatrick now bringing it up ice with 50 seconds remaining in the period. Hughes now gets it out in front. Johnson's pass just didn't quite get across as Ripkema made sure that pass didn't connect. Ripkema now gets it up ice quickly. Now Veriline and Mikolas in the offensive zone. Pass comes out to Lindstad in front of the net. He tried to get that shot in on goal, but a great sliding block as coming back on the play was James Johnson, the captain, to make that block. Puck just inside the St. Bonaventure blue line with 25 seconds to go in the period. Pass up ice, just a step out of the reach of Johnson. And now it's going to be Lindstad trying to get it up ice, but Hughes taking that one away from him. Played off to the boards by the goaltender, and now a battle for the loose puck. St. Bonaventure coming out of there with it, but a good defensive play as Lindstad got in the way of that pass. Now trying to make sure it gets out of the zone. Veriline getting it to the blue line, just across, as now a loose puck is scrambled for in the last second of the period. Michael Rappa firing a shot in towards the net. It was as the buzzer was sounding, so probably wouldn't have counted. Netminder made the stop anyway, and that's how period number one comes to a close. Hopefully they take their time as they resurface the ice, because I could use a moment to catch my breath and to get ready for the second period.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Aaron. That was everything we could have asked for, and then 10 times more. We got speed, like great breakout passing, some good defensive plays, and goals. Lots and lots of goals. Like I said, we got a game's worth of goals in 14 minutes right here, so I can't wait for periods 2 and 3, because this has been everything we wanted in a playoff game.
4 goals for Cortland, 3 goals for St. Bonaventure, and a whole stretch of time where it seemed like neither team was able to keep the other one off the scoreboard. A barrage of goals scored kind of in the middle there of that first period, but a lot of back and forth up and down the ice. Great hockey as we were expecting coming into this game. St. Bonaventure is a team coming in with a 10-game winning streak, only 2 losses on the year. They play sound in all 3 zones. Maybe they weren't as sound in their own zone tonight as we're used to seeing them, and got to see how they responded to a little bit of adversity here as they were down 3-1 here in this game pretty quickly, and it was that moment, that gut check moment, coming out and making sure that they got back into this game before they'd end the first frame.
Yeah, if any thought that Bonaventure wouldn't be a team that could play from behind, being the way they've won mostly this year, put that to bed right now. They responded once going down 1-0. Cortland raised the bar to 3, put in 3 in a minute and a half, and then Bonaventure came back with 2 of their own, had a lot of sustained pressure in that period as well. This game could easily be tied, so we got a lot to look forward to coming up in the second and third period.
We're going to step away here for a moment while the ice is resurfaced, but we will be back for second period play after a brief intermission. Thank you so much for joining us for live coverage of the UNYCHL semifinals right here on the UNYCHL YouTube channel. We're going to step away just for a moment, but we'll be back in about 15 minutes. And welcome back to the North Buffalo Ice Rink as we get set for second period play between the St. Bonaventure Bonnies and the Cortland Red Dragons. It is the UNYCHL Semifinals as we look to see which one of these two teams will punch a ticket into the finals tomorrow. It is the UNYCHL Playoffs right here on the UNYCHL YouTube channel. Hello, I'm Aaron Elpern for the call of tonight's game, alongside color commentator Sean McHugh, camera operator Jeff Jazarowski. And the first period of play might be a tough one to top, Sean. We had 7 goals and just a flurry of offensive chances at both ends of the rink.
Yeah, we had offense on offense on offense, and Aaron, the scary part is there were chances for more. Goaltenders, they got scored on a bit, but they still had to make some nice saves as well, especially towards the end there. Bonaventure with a flurry of attempts and shots to try to get this game tied. I expect both teams to come out with a slate wiped clean. However, any feeling out process is done and over with. These teams are going to be in full-on attack mode the rest of the game.
Yeah, it was Cortland getting the game's first goal, but then quickly St. Bonaventure answered. Then it was 2 goals in quick succession from Cortland, one of them coming on the power play. Their fourth goal, also a power play goal. St. Bonaventure, though, has had an answer for the Red Dragons, as even though they opened up that lead, St. Bonaventure coming back strong, making sure that it was a much closer game as the period ended. So we have the 4-3 score after one period of play. First shot in the second period goes the way of the Red Dragons. Nick Filipowicz making the save on that one, and we'll have a defensive zone draw coming up for St. Bonaventure just 13 seconds into the second period.
Yep, teams wasting no time getting the ball rolling in this period. Teams looking to get out on the attack right away. The ref got pegged again.
That's the third time so far in this game that a referee has taken one off the skates or off the leg. Now it comes back to Lindstad. He fires a shot. Looked like it caught just a bit of the blocker of Filipowicz. Kept in here at the near point as Miklas making a good play there at the left point to keep that one in. Now he has it in the far circle. Drops a pass on for Vereline. His shot just missing that crossbar. Back here at the near point, Langlots tries to get that one through the crowd. It's blocked by Kernitz, and he quickly moves it up ice for St. Bonaventure, forcing the Cortland Red Dragons back into their own zone to play some defense. Doing so back there is Rybkema starting the breakout, as there's a little bit of difficulty with it. There's Mego creating a turnover. Mego trying to get that turnaround shot in on goal. Now he's got it back in front and a wide open net to put it into. Jake Spina with the perfect backhand pass right on the tape in front. Mego slams it into the empty net. It's a 4-4 hockey game now.
Well, Aaron, if we were worried about a slow period or a lull in the action, well, put that to bed. A minute and a second in. Bonaventure, a little confusion at the line, picks it up, gets in with the defenseman scrambling, and Mason Mego finds himself with a wide open net. And just like that, the goaltending switch doesn't seem to have mattered much because Bonaventure's offense is all over the place.
That pass right there from Jake Spina, blind behind the back, perfectly on the tape in front of the net, and then Mego had a day and a half. He could have eaten a sandwich and then ordered a second one before he put that one in. A pretty goal to tie things at 4 here. And now Hughes looking to add to it. His shot's blocked, however. Now he still has control, though, as he battles for that loose puck on the far side against Delemba. Gets it around to Johnson. His shot doesn't get through. It comes back to the point. Fitzpatrick then tries to get that one in on net. That one misses wide. Now a loose puck by the side of the net. Goaltender didn't know where it was there for a moment. St. Bonaventure keeping it in, getting it down low to Rappa. Rappa gets it to Johnson as the Bonnies keep the pressure on here, trying to add to what they've already done here in this period. Loose puck here along the goal line. Hughes gets it back to the point. Marsh keeping it in.
I don't know about that.
Just couldn't get it through traffic. Now that rebound opportunity as that shot was taken there by number 17, Owen Hughes, just missing wide. Hughes, though, has the puck on his stick again here in the near corner as this Cortland group has been stuck in their zone for a little bit of time now. Shot is taken. It goes in behind the net. Delemba trying to get it out here for the Red Dragons as they finally do get it across the blue line. Actually a pretty beneficial play there from Cortland's perspective. Puck going into the St. Bonaventure bench. So the whistle is blown. Both teams will get a chance to make a change as we now have 17:52 left to go in the second. It's a 4-4 hockey game, and there is no signs of this one slowing down anytime soon.
No way. And Bonaventure, after Cortland had some nice pressure to start the period, Bonaventure answers and just pins them in their own end after scoring on them. I think both teams are just going to be like a seesaw battle with the ice, just tilting it back and forth all game.
Shot is taken. Now a loose puck sitting in front, eventually cleared out of danger. Mueller dropping back, making that play in front of his net, making sure there was no rebound opportunity for the Bonnies. Now it's O'Donohue in his own zone looking to break it up ice for St. Bonaventure. Can't get it out of the zone as it's Langlot's keeping it in here at the near point. Aiden Jones, though, eventually finds a loose puck and carries it up ice. Tries to take a shot there from the outside of the circle. That one coming in from almost up against the boards. Wasn't the smoothest of saves there from number 30, Brett Clough, but he did manage to make the stop. Covered up the rebound, and it seems that every time either team comes into the offensive zone, Sean, I'm thinking it's a scoring opportunity the moment they cross the blue line.
I mean, because for the most part, Aaron, you're correct. I mean, teams, when these teams get possession in the offensive zone, it's almost a sure thing that a scoring chance is coming shortly thereafter, and if the puck doesn't get out after that chance, there's another one coming. Oh, getting some physical now.
Yeah, a little bit of physical contact being late here in this game as Cortland may be trying to establish a little bit of that side of the game too here, as they have control of the puck here in their own zone, quickly getting it up ice. Pass misses its intended target, but it's going to be Miklas on it quickly to negate the icing. Now it's out in front. Veriline takes the shot. It's through the 5-hole into the back of the net. It's now a 5-4 Cortland lead. This might be one of those games. Whoever has the puck last might win.
Seriously, Aaron, I mean, Aaron, what is the over-under? Like, what time did you have us getting to 10 goals here today? We're at 9. 23 minutes into the game. This is just nuts. Just both teams just throwing haymakers, then returning the favor. Back and forth we go. Bonaventure gets one early. Cortland comes right back down and gets their lead back. I mean, this is just a goaltender's nightmare today.
This is starting to be reminiscent of a game that was seen in the UNYCHL Playoffs a few years back that St. Bonaventure was a part of. That game was with Binghamton. The final score was 9-8. Here's an opportunity in the offensive zone. Spino with the shot there. It just went through the goalie's legs and just squeaked out wide behind the net. There was a wraparound opportunity. That one didn't materialize either, as two good offensive zone chances to get the answer for St. Bonaventure. Ends up having a whistle being blown here as we're going to have, looks like a penalty being called there on the far side. A little bit of a scramble play along the Cortland blue line, and it's going to be Mueller heading to the box for the Red Dragons. So we get a St. Bonaventure power play coming up here, and this will be their first opportunity on the power play. We've already seen how lethal the Cortland power play is, and if you remember from Monday, Sean, in the quarterfinals, this St. Bonaventure power play was very strong. They scored 2 of their 3 goals on Monday on the power play. Keep an eye on this unit out there. Actually, both of their units are very good. It's an efficient power play and very dangerous.
Yeah, that power play is a big reason why Bonaventure was able to beat that great Niagara team. So look for them to try to ride that to get the answer here.
Unable to get things set up there in the offensive zone, as it was the Red Dragons making things difficult on their penalty kill. They get the clear the length of the ice, and they've killed out the first 20 seconds of the power play. Mason Mego, though, into the offensive zone with speed for Bana. Circles the net, showing off the edge work, gets that pass in front. He's got Kernitz there, just a little bit of difficulty handling that pass. Had to settle it down, unable to get a shot off, but he still has control now in behind the net. Pass up the far wall, Spina giving it back to Kernitz there out along the hash marks. Back down low and then fed along the boards. Now a little bit of a foot race for it. Mego gets to it first, fires it towards the net, goes off the side of the net. And then we have the whistle coming here as the goaltender trying to reach for that puck, cover it up against the side of the net, ended up knocking the net off of its pegs. So 1:13 to go in the Cortland penalty, and we'll have a face-off coming up to the left of the goaltender, Clough.
Yeah, Clough has not looked comfortable since coming into this game. He's fighting a lot of the pucks. I mean, Bonaventure definitely senses that, and they're trying to put the puck on him from everywhere. Really tough ass to have a goaltender come in cold off the bench like they did, so Bonaventure's going to test him.
Hughes with the shot there after the face-off win. It goes high and wide. The Bonnies, though, keeping it in. Jones now below the goal line, gets that pass along the far boards, just out of the reach of his man there. Could be an opportunity for a break for Cortland there, as the bouncing puck was eventually settled down by Fitzpatrick. Not sure he knew the danger that there was around him right there, but he did make a very nice play to keep what could have been a breakaway from coming together for Cortland.
Yeah, if that puck bounces 1 centimeter to the left or right, that is a breakaway for Cortland. Great defense there by Brady Fitzpatrick.
Could be a rush here for Cortland, though, as it was Miklas bringing into the offensive zone. He's a dangerous player for the Red Dragons, but good defense to make sure he didn't have a scoring opportunity there. Brady Fitzpatrick making that play again. Now here on the near side, it's going to be St. Bonaventure getting into the offensive zone, around behind the net. Hughes finding it there, gets it back to the point. Cross-ice pass right on the tape. There's another one. Just unable to handle that one was Hughes, as St. Bonaventure doing a good job connecting on those cross-ice passes. It was just that third one that maybe hopped over the stick. That could have been a lot of net to shoot at if that pass connects.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity there by Aiden Hughes, and he's already canned one of these. I expect that if he gets that opportunity again, he's going to bury that. He's a good enough player. He knows it too. He's frustrated with himself, and it's all good because it's good of him to be in the right spot and be there. Watch number 17 quickly. I guarantee you he's going to cash in on his next opportunity. You cannot leave a player like him open like that.
Watching Owen Hughes skate back toward his zone. He's kind of looking up towards the rafters here in the building. He knows that he had an opportunity there, and I imagine that he will be eager for that next opportunity to make amends and to get another opportunity in the offensive zone. Wins the faceoff, gets that one up to Johnson, and Johnson gets it moving forward into the Cortland zone. Some pressure being put on over there by Juhas, but it's going to be coming away with it. Ripkema moving it up ice. His pass is beyond its intended target. Now the Bonnies looking to counter. Juhas getting it into the offensive zone. First one back for it, though, is Ripkema again for Cortland. He starts it up the near side, trying to get it to Cochran. Good play, though, made by the defenseman. Jackson coming in from his point position to make sure that stays in the zone. Cortland just sends it the length of the ice after they find possession of it here in their own end. Not much of a foot race there for the hash marks. That's going to be an easy icing call. So an opportunity for another offensive zone draw here for St. Bonaventure. It's a 5-4 hockey game. We are in the middle of the second period, a little bit less than 14 minutes to go in second period play.
Yeah, and Bonaventure, to nobody's surprise, has not been taken back or put on their heels even a little bit since surrendering that go-ahead goal. They've gone right back to attack mode, trying to get the equalizer. And I think Cortland's going to try to bust out of their zone. Some team needs to get a multi-goal lead again.
Puck coming into the Cortland zone, and now they have an opportunity to move it through the neutral zone. Hammerly gains the blue line, fires that shot in on goal. Filipowicz makes the save. The puck dropped in front of him briefly, but he found that one pretty quickly, put the glove hand on top of it, and forced a whistle. 13:34 now remaining in second period play, and the faceoff will come up to the left of the goaltender, Filipowicz.
Cortland's finally going to get a little bit of zone time after, Bonaventure pretty much just went right back into the Red Dragons' offensive zone after giving up that goal. Aaron, it literally feels like teams are taking turns putting on offensive pressure, and then occasionally you'll see a transition play, and I love that kind of hockey. It's fun. I love chances on both ends, and we've had that, and the teams are cashing them in. Aaron, do you think we get 10 before the 10-minute mark?
Absolutely.
I agree.
It's 3 minutes and 34 seconds. The pace of this game's at we should have 3 goals by the 10-minute mark.
We might get to 12.
Here's a pass behind the defense.
Spina
gets behind the defenseman.
No.
That one looked like a close play. Again, I wasn't sure that I heard that whistle very loudly. I just heard the groans from the St. Bonaventure fans. It looked like Spina was able to keep himself on side. The St. Bonaventure bench seems to agree with that perspective, but the offsides is called, and because that pass originated all the way in the St. Bonaventure zone, the draw will again come from that far circle to the left of Filipowicz.
That's tough, too. I mean, I thought he was on sides, and that's the kind of play we need in this game to keep the pace. I'm annoyed.
Here's another opportunity. Mego gets it into the offensive zone, tries to get that pass out in front to Spina, but good defense by Mueller getting over there to make that defensive play. Now Mueller has it into the offensive zone. He tries to get a shot through traffic. The block there by Fitzpatrick. Now another opportunity to get a pass out in front, but that one goes over the stick of Hansen, and then a casual play by the Bonaventure defenseman, almost carrying it right in front of the net for Cortland there on the play. Spina, though, now into the offensive zone, as both teams maybe need to tighten up the defense, but I'm not sure I need to see that, as the offensive opportunities are plenty to keep our excitement level up, Sean.
I don't need them to do anything, but from a coaching perspective, yeah, you'd like to see them tighten up defense, but if they want to go ahead and omit that, I will not kill them for it.
Yeah, you can also say that you'd like to see a little bit of tighter defense played in the NBA, but we don't see that either. This is starting to resemble an NBA game, actually.
Defense in the NBA. Who said that? That person's boring.
Well, I mean, this is about the same thing that we're getting here. This is NBA.
LeBron's going to tweet at us now. He's going to be all mad now.
I doubt that.
He might. Okay, he won't. But Space Jam 2 was terrible.
Verline and Kernitz on for the draw here in the St. Bonaventure zone. Scrambled into the corner. Mitchell Marsh just sending it through the neutral zone. It bounces over a Cortland player's stick, so no icing on this play. And back in his own zone's Kevin Lennon looking to start the breakout. Gets it to Delemba. Delemba quickly up ice, but that one misses Veroline. Looked like Veroline just kind of whiffed on catching that pass as he was trying to deflect it into the offensive zone. We have an icing coming up here. It will have a face-off back in the Cortland zone, and it will be to the left of the goaltender Clow.
Aaron, we've had a little bit of break in the action. This last 2 minutes has taken 2.5 minutes, so it feels like it's been slow. But Bonaventure, again, a little set play off the faceoff trying to get a scoring chance. They're pulling everything out of the bag of tricks today.
No, it's tough to keep up a game with that kind of pace that we had for the first period and a half here. We're not even at a full period and a half yet. That pace is going to be tough to maintain for a full 60 minutes of hockey, but it has been excellent pace so far here in this game as we may be getting into that middle of the game settling out period where both teams are trying to find that momentum for the next half of the game.
Boring, but yep, that's actually how games like this tend to go. I mean, you're absolutely correct. I think you're going to see teams try to focus a lot more on zone time because the transition game is going to bust it open. Oh, it's going to score!
Shot right off the draw. It gets through the goaltender, and that one is Nathan Sobko getting the goal as that one just squeaked through the pads of the netminder Clow. It's now a 5-5 hockey game. As we were wondering when that 10th goal would come, would it come before the 10-minute mark? It came before the 12-minute mark here in the second period, and we are back to the tie score.
Well, good thing I didn't lock my bet in on DraftKings for that over-under, so we're good. But again, we're at 10, 5-5, and again, Clow does not look comfortable in that net right now, and Bonaventure knows it. They are trying to put pucks on him from odd angles. They're trying to put pucks on him from everywhere. He's just having a really hard time.
Johnson letting that one go. It seems that you're right here, Sean. St. Bonaventure is going to test him from everywhere at this point.
That's what you should do, and I don't want this to sound disrespectful to Clow. It's the situation. The goalie comes in, surprisingly, it's not even an injury. They pull him, so he doesn't get really any chance to stretch. He goes in there, and Bonaventure just fires it into attack mode as soon as they do, and it has mattered today, Aaron. I really think it's something that's playing a huge factor today.
I don't think any of the goaltenders in this game are comfortable. Even the one from St. Bonaventure that we haven't seen on the ice except for in warm-ups, Filipowicz hasn't looked really comfortable in his net. Obviously, with Cortland getting 5 against him in less than half of a game. Netminders in this building are apparently didn't get the memo about this was going to be an offensive affair, and they needed to come ready for the activity as this one has been high-paced right from the beginning. 10 goals already. We're not even halfway through. 11:32 remaining in the second period, and it is a 5-5 score. Face-off coming up inside the Cortland zone to the right of the netminder Clow.
And Bonaventure again just looking to set up in the zone again, just firing away. It is a shooting gallery.
Take shots from everywhere, see where the rebounds come out. There will be plenty of opportunities, it seems like. Good fake there at the blue line. Shots eventually taken. It misses wide. Comes out the far side. Stutz lets the shot go. Rebound was sitting there. It wasn't out of there. And now we have a scramble in front of the net as that whistle was a little bit late in coming. Eventually it did. The puck was free, so the St. Bonaventure players, not surprisingly, were still trying to get that rebound past the goaltender. The Cortland players converged to protect their netminder, who seems to maybe be in a little bit of discomfort behind the net there.
Is he hurt or is he adjusting his uppers?
Not exactly certain. He looks okay, just kind of rearranging things. We'll see if we have any penalties coming out of that little extracurricular activity in front of the net. We have players heading into the box on each side. It is Tchaikovsky for St. Bonaventure and Mueller for Cortland. And we'll just kind of keep an eye on the scoreboard to see what the times that are put up on the board are. I would imagine this is going to be coincidental minors, and neither team will get any sort of advantage from this.
Oh, give me 4-on-4 with these guys.
That's all we need in this game is more offense.
3-on-3. Yeah.
I saw a couple other penalties in there. Let's have 2 coincidentals out there.
I mean, I'm not even putting it out of the realm of possibility at this point. The way this game is going, we've seen a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of stuff. Minus maybe a few big saves, but I just think these two teams came with their legs, and these are two incredibly fast, incredibly skilled teams. And they want to show it off today because both these teams want to be in the final. Both these teams deserve to be in the final. So this has kind of a, sorry, Bills Mafia, this has a lot of a Bills-Chiefs feel to it where two teams that deserve to play for a championship one of them's got to lose before that game comes. And that's unfortunate because this has been a beauty for everybody involved here.
Actually, it looks like it's going to be St. Bonaventure picking up the extra penalty in all of this.
They had to have called him for roughing the goaltender. That's the only thing I can think of, unless a punch was thrown.
2 St. Bonaventure players in the box, so it's going to be an opportunity on the power play for Cortland, and it has been a lethal power play already tonight. 2 power play goals in the first period of this game, and it looks like they're going to get another chance on the man advantage. So certainly worth watching to see whether or not the St. Bonaventure penalty killers can do a better job than they did in the first period. The Cortland man advantage unit was very efficient, very good at moving the puck around. I think maybe that second goal wasn't necessarily, it might have been right as the penalty was expiring, but clearly they've done a good job setting up in the offensive zone, creating chances, and we'll see how they go here on this man advantage opportunity.
Well, they're off to a good start winning the faceoff.
Morello gets that puck out of that scramble there just off the draw, getting it down low, and now they get a chance to set it up, but a little bit casual there, catching that pass from Hans on the far side, and now Cortland's going to have to head back to their own zone to start it up ice again. Langlot's connecting on a pass to Mikolas. Mikolas, though, just retreating in behind his goal, looking to load up a little bit of pace before he heads up ice. Mikolas now cutting in through the neutral zone, plays it forward, but a little bit too far for himself. That's going to give the Bonnies a chance to find possession, but they only get it into the neutral zone, and now it's going to be Vereline bringing it back in for Cortland. Vereline to Mikolas, now in behind the net. Stutz over there getting to that loose puck, looking to clear it for St. Bonaventure. Kind of a scramble for it in behind the net. Eventually, it's a St. Bonaventure player that finds control of that. Sending it the length of the ice is the defenseman Jacob Jackson.
So far, so good for the Bonnies. They've been keeping everything to the outside. Nothing even threatening a high-danger chance right now. 2 good clears are halfway through the job. They got a little more work to do, but that's a good way to start it.
Now 1 minute gone here in the St. Bonaventure penalty, as it's going to be Cortland trying to regroup and start things up ice from their own zone. Sean Hans with a pass up to the far side. Vereline has it just inside the blue line. Feeds it down low. Morello trying to get to that one, but it's going to be Fitzpatrick, the one that gets to it first, and he sends it the length of the ice. St. Bonaventure doing a really good job here on this penalty kill so far. Cortland hasn't even really gotten set up much in the offensive zone.
Which is, honestly, the way this game has gone, that is shocking, because usually when the door for offense cracks open, one of these 2 teams busts it down. So really, really interesting to see some team tightening it up a little bit on defense.
Yeah, remember, though, that Cortland scored right at the end of their last power play. So maybe the full 2 minutes of penalty kill is going to be required, maybe even a couple of seconds more, as St. Bonaventure has done well so far here on this PK. Can't get the clear there as Hammerly keeps it in. Pass comes in front to Lindstad. Can't handle it. Shot coming in from Ripkema right in on net. Filipowicz making the save. The rebound then cleared to the side, now out to the point. Puck is kept in by Delemba. He has it again here at the point. Loads up a slap shot. It goes over top of the net as it maybe rolled on him before he let that one go. The penalty has expired. St. Bonaventure back to even strength. As the puck comes back into the neutral zone, Cochran settling it down, gets it to Delemba. Now quickly up ice. Here come the Red Dragons. Lindstad backhands it into the zone. It's going to be Aiden Jones finding it, though, and moving it back up ice quickly for the Bonnies, just out of the reach of Spina. And it heads to the netminder for Cortland. And Clough just covers that one up as Spina came in to make sure that there wasn't a rebound handed to him. So 8:46 to go here in the second period. Still a 5-5 game as we have a face-off coming up to the left of Clough.
Yeah, and Bonaventure doing an outstanding job on that penalty kill. First and foremost, not allowing a goal. That's the most important part of all else. Cortland never even threatened on that power play. A few hard shots on goal, which, the way this game's going, any shot on goal is a good one, but Bonaventure finally makes a defensive stand, our first of the game in terms of just momentary defense. We got some of that here. Bonaventure is an elite defensive team. We know this, so it's not surprising, but the way this game has gone, I didn't think we were going to see any sort of defense today. I thought it was just going to be offense, offense, offense. Do we have a penalty?
No, I think they're just making sure that Tchaikovsky goes back into the box to serve his full 4 minutes, because I think he had 2 minor penalties. And when the first one was released, whoever was serving it for him came onto the ice. Then after the whistle, he ended up going into the bench thinking that his total was over, but he still has to serve the full 4 minutes in the box, so he's still got just a little bit of time left on that penalty. He's gesturing towards the scoreboard like he disagrees, but he will have to sit for just a little bit more as we finally get ready to get going here. Faceoff is won by St. Bonaventure. Mego's shot goes wide as it maybe got on edge before he could let that one go. Opportunity to get it out of the zone. Braglia's pass is intercepted. Bonnie's keeping it in. Opportunity in front of the net. Spina has it there. Lets the shot go. Rebound is there. And they can't eventually get it past the goaltender as the whistle was blown. The Bonnies were looking for that goal call. They didn't get it. And now a conversation as the referee comes in to explain what he saw on that play. And both teams going to be making a change here. 8:33 to go in the second period. Still a 5-5 score.
Clough continues to do that, like that Patrick Waugh, Hasek-esque barrel roll sort of maneuver. And what that's causing is he does that when he doesn't seem to know where the puck is. And when he does that, the Bonnies continue to swarm the crease. Eventually, a puck's going to squirt out, and he's going to be dead to rights. Like I said, Clough clearly doesn't seem to trust himself right now. He's just trying to do whatever he can to just get something on the puck so it doesn't get by him. I mean, hopefully, once this period ends, he can settle himself down and, dig in a little bit, because he just looks edgy and fighting the puck since he came into this game.
I think with the offense that's been on display so far in this game at this point, I don't think any goaltender in the building is going to be comfortable in terms of the offense that's out there right now, and that includes any of the goaltenders that are getting ready for the next game.
Yeah.
This is both netminders, actually all three netminders that have been in this game have been under a barrage with a lot of point-blank chances, and just one of these games that might end up being decided by which goaltender makes the big save at the key point, not necessarily which team gets the big goal at the big point, because it seems like both teams are managing to capitalize on a lot of their chances.
Yeah, and speaking of the next game, you on offense, look at the teams we got coming in next. I mean, the people who decided to pay for the weekend pass for this tournament have been treated to a show so far.
Opportunity here in the offensive zone. Jake Spina gets that one in on net. A little bit of difficulty handling that by Clough, but he does cover it up. Forcing a whistle, now 7:35 to go in the second period. Still tied at 5, as Sean was saying. We have another offensive affair coming up later on. It's Binghamton and Buffalo State. A couple of teams that have a lot of firepower, a lot of depth throughout the lineup, much like Cortland and St. Bonaventure. That should be another great offensive game coming up later on, right when this one is done. But obviously, we're not done here. We still have 7.5 minutes to go in the second period, then the entire third period, maybe even some extra based on the way this game's gone so far.
I wouldn't hate that, I'll be honest with you.
Neither would I. Lindstad finding a loose puck, getting it up ice. Good catch there by Mikolas, allowing them to get it into the offensive zone. Good solid check, though, by Marsh on Veriline. And now it's going to be Cortland trying to set up some pressure here on that far side, but it's going to be St. Bonaventure getting away from that pressure, making sure that puck gets up ice. But now along the Cortland blue line, it's going to be Bianchi moving it up ice quickly. Gets that one to Mikolas, who is slowing things down in his own zone, looking for something that he likes. Gets it to Delemba, and now Cortland just kind of slowly moving it up ice, and that breakout's not going to work as St. Bonaventure eventually gets in the way of a pass. Cortland, though, recovering and finding possession, but Hughes coming back on that play and creating a turnover, maybe a 3-on-2 here. Hughes' shot, though, hits a skate, and that allows Cortland to clear the zone as we approach 6:30 to go in the second period. St. Bonaventure dumping it in, making a change, as it's going to be Delemba working it up ice on the backhand. His pass just too far for Veriline here at the neutral zone. St. Bonaventure now countering. Johnson in the offensive zone, backhand shot. Clough kind of sprawled to make that save as it was going wide. Now from the point, shot right in on goal. Kick save made by Clough as that one changed directions right in front of him. Shot taken from the point by Fitzpatrick. Zach Mikolas here in the offensive zone, just casually throws it off the side of the net. Lindstad has it now, looking for a pass. Tries to get it back to Mikolas, but it was up in the air, and that allows Marsh to bring it back for the Bonnies. Mitchell Marsh in across the blue line, makes a nice move to get free there, just can't get that pass across to Juhas. Juhas, though, has it in the far corner, just cycling it down low for O'Brien as we are under 6 minutes to go in the period. Puck coming up the near side now. It's going to be Michael Cochran getting a lane, managing to get it into the neutral zone, but he's bumped there, loses control. And now the Bonnies look to quickly come back in the other direction, but great defense there by Bianchi. Yep. As Cortland just stepping in over the blue line off sides. Bianchi and Mikolas unable to coordinate that zone entry properly. So we'll have a face-off coming up here in the neutral zone with 5:40 to go in the second period. A 5-5 game, but we haven't seen a goal for like 6 minutes, Sean. This is starting to look weird.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of annoyed right now. Like, where are my goals? Like, I was getting a goal every time I took a breath, and now they're doing this defense nonsense, and it's boring. Just kidding. It's good hockey.
I went and locked in the over-under at 18.5. I think I'm in trouble.
If we don't get to 12 by the end of the second, you might be in some trouble. But hopefully, or yeah, I don't know. I'm bad at betting. I mean, I bet on Buffalo sports teams to win a lot. So.
Well, I think that's the whole concept behind betting. That's why casinos make a lot of money doing it, because nobody's good at betting.
No. Casinos want you to win. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, totally.
Puck comes to the point. Good shot there taken by Delemba. He got a lot on that one. Ripkema letting that shot go, went off the shoulder of the goaltender, and then up and out of play. Filipowicz made a good solid stop there. One of his better saves here of the afternoon. Should make sure we commend all of the good saves that are seen in this game, as it's been an offensive explosion so far. 5:28 now remaining in second period play. St. Bonaventure coming out of that defensive zone draw, getting it into center ice, but it's going to be sent right back in by Cortland. And now Bonaventure unable to break it out. Braglia making the play there to get in the way of that pass. Now he has it in behind the net. Tries to get a pass back to the point, finds his man there. Now across to Langlots here at the near point. Makes a move to get around his man. Takes a little bit of a hack there. Like he was begging for a penalty. None coming, though.
If he fell down, he would have got it.
As the puck comes to the near side here, Langlots trying to keep it in, but O'Brien making a good play there at the blue line to make sure it got out of the zone. Now under 5 minutes to go in second period play, as there's a lane for Aiden Jones to carry it up ice. He likes that look of a shot from distance, fires it in on net. Save is made by Clough. No rebound, and we get a stoppage with 4:50 to go. Both teams making some line changes here in a 5-5 hockey game.
So you mentioned a mid-game sort of, I don't want to say lull, but sort of like whatever it is, like the offense stopped and, you know, the pace has gone down just a touch. I expect that the next minute or so to ramp up, because we know, and I say this literally at the end of every period of games I end up calling, those goals inside 2 minutes, backbreakers for the ones who allow them, just jolts of lightning to your soul for the team that gets them.
Now we have a hit over there in the far
Nothing?
corner. This is going to be a call
Yeah.
as the Bonaventure player was hit from behind, and it's going to be Morello heading to the penalty box as the boarding call is signaled. So it's going to be an opportunity for the Bonnies to break this tie at 5 as they get the chance on the power play with 4.5 minutes remaining here in second period play. Still a conversation going on over there with the officials. We're going to check and make sure that this is just that 2-minute variety of the call. I was expecting it just to be 2 minutes. I wasn't sure that there was going to be this kind of conversation going on with it. Sean, what was your view of that hit?
It warranted a penalty for sure. It was an aggressive hit, but having said that, I don't think intent was to injure, and I don't think when he went to hit, he meant to hit the player from behind. Just unfortunately, he turned in. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, boy.
They gave him a 5, I think, based on his reaction in the penalty box there. Kind of the demonstrative hands to the head spinning reaction. There's the 5 up on the board.
That's one of those things
It's a
where
5-minute boarding call at a key point in a tie game. This is, Sean, I think you were about to say that this is one of those things that we've seen consistently throughout the year. Referees at every level, no matter what the game is, a hit like that is often called this year as a 5-minute penalty.
And the thing is, this is one of those things where if you're the ref, you don't win here. Like, if you call a 2, you're letting a guy off easy. If you call a 5, it's the integrity of the game. Like, it's one of those things where at the end of the day, and I know some of our listeners are going to roll their eyes at this. This is a rule for player safety. What you think of the hit, I understand. I don't love the 5 minutes on this. You had to call something there, absolutely. I'm really glad though, Aaron. I'm going to be a glass half full. We have seen players tossed out of games for less. At least they didn't get to that point. But still, 5's tie game in the second of a playoff game, and that's a 5. Ugh.
All right, so St. Bonaventure here in the power play as they're setting up here in the offensive zone. Shot coming in there, tight range. Kernitz had an opportunity as he was fed the pass from behind the net. Shot going just wide. Shooting gallery now being set up here in the offensive zone for the Bonnies, but it's going to be Cortland finding possession, getting that clear, and none of the moment too soon as St. Bonaventure was swarming around the Cortland net.
Big-time forecheck here by Mikolas. He is not even about to give Bonaventure any chance to have offense. They're going to have to earn all their ice.
Yeah, Zach Mikolas doing a little bit of work there in the offensive zone here on the penalty kill as Bonaventure eventually breaks that pressure and gets it into the offensive zone. Jake Spina there in the near corner. Up to Kernitz, and now it's Mego at the top of the circle. His pass bounces on its way over to Stutz, but he does manage to pick it up. And then just a little bit casual with that pass as that allows Cortland to intercept it and send it the length of the ice, and the Red Dragons have killed off the first minute here of the major penalty.
Just like Bonaventure, so far so good, but oh, look at this.
Mego with speed into the offensive zone, takes a shot, and the goaltender was not exactly in the greatest of positions to make the save. Did kind of awkwardly kick that one out, making the stop. Cortland getting the clear as well. Still 3:40 to go in the power play. And now another offensive zone charge with speed, but good physical play there. Langlot stepping up to make that hit. He got the worst of it, but he did manage to get his man off of the puck get that loose puck for his team and allow Cortland to clear the zone, but still 3:20 to go in this St. Bonaventure power play. Every time they bring it into the zone, they look dangerous.
Yep, they're coming with speed right now, Aaron. Like, that kind of speed that forces you.
This could be an opportunity, though, for Cortland as they get it up ice. Just a little bit too far ahead with that pass, as it was maybe a 2-on-1 developing for the Red Dragons. Just couldn't get that pass across to Hammerlich. Now it's St. Bonaventure moving it through the middle of the ice, getting it down into Cortland's zone, looking to set up their power play, but it's going to be the Red Dragons getting in the way of a pass. Can't get it out of the zone, though, as it's kept in here at the near point. Now down low, Aiden Jones with the puck on his stick. Beats it around behind the net. He's got Hughes. Hughes then back up top to Fitzpatrick. Lets that shot go. It hits a body. Kind of took a moment to reappear eventually on the stick of a Cortland player, and they send it back down into the Bonnies zone. Now 2:30 to go in the major penalty.
Cortland has done a bang-up job so far on this extended penalty kill. Bonaventure's getting some chances, but they're going to do that. They're attacking with a lot of speed and a lot of precision passing, but very little from high danger, and they've given their goaltender sight lines to every shot, which is something you have to do when the offense has been what it's been today.
Langlot's into the offensive zone, looking to create something shorthanded, goes to the backhand, gets the shot in on goal, save made by Filipowicz, as a individual effort there was made on the play by the defenseman Ben Langlots. Doing some good work to kill off as much time on this penalty as possible. Now under 2 minutes on that major penalty that Cortland took here. Minute 23 remaining in the second period as Hughes brings it up the right side of the rink, dumps it into the offensive zone. Bonnies go in chasing after it. Spina there in the far corner takes a hit. Doesn't maintain possession of it. Now it's going to be a chance for, it's going to be moving up ice now with on the stick of Tyler Murray. Murray around the defenseman, make sure he continues to maintain possession here in the Bonaventure zone, as there's now a minute 30 to go in the Cortland major penalty. Under a minute to go here in second period play as Mason Mego looks to bring it up ice now for the Bonnies. Mego up the left side into the offensive zone, has a lane, fires a shot in on goal. Save is made by Klo. Rebound out to the corner. Now Kernitz settles it down as the Bonnies look to set up more here on the power play. Shot is taken by Mego. Rebound is there. Spina's shot looked like it either hit the defenseman or the goaltender. One of them keeping that one from getting in on net. Now a bouncing puck along the goal line. Player goes spilling to the ice with 30 seconds remaining in the period. Mason Mego along the goal line lets that shot go. They're just firing everything they can at Klo now. He made that stop. Puck back to the point now. Good passing here as the Bonnies keep it moving on their power play. Just 15 seconds remaining in the period. Pad save made as Stutz took that shot from his left point position. Now a shot from the right point goes just wide. Cortland's going to try to clear it here in the last few seconds, and they do so, sending it the length of the ice. Veriline after it with 4 seconds to go in the period. Veriline is just going to pin it to the boards, take a hit from his fellow captain from the other side, and that's how period number 2 will come to a close. Kind of a boring period, though, when you consider the way the first period was, Sean. Just a couple of goals that period.
Yes.
And it's the 5-5 score that we have up on the board right now after 40 minutes of play. Sean, what'd you see in terms of which side was trying to grab momentum there in that period?
I mean, they both were grasping for momentum, but I think Bonaventure did the best job of getting it. I mean, they came in trailing, got it tied immediately, gave it right back, but then got it back again. I mean, granted, the teams were being selfish and only allowed 3 goals for me in this period, which is dumb. I'd like 5 or 6 a period, but I guess beggars can't be choosers in playoffs. But on a serious note, I think people understand the shtick I'm going with, that there's been a lot of goals. I think we are in for an absolute beauty of a period. I think both of these teams just realize that this is one of those games where no lead is safe, so score as much as you can. Offense, offense, offense. Play defense, of course. You're hoping your goaltender starts to, bail you out a little bit. Klo was doing a nice job at the end, looking like he settled in a little bit. Something to note there. Filipowicz looked a lot better in that period as well, albeit he wasn't tested nearly as much. But I think we've got 2 teams that are going to come in raring to go with fire coming out of their nostrils when they're breathing, because this is an intense game. This is an emotional game. You never want to lose, but this is a game that's going to hurt if you lose, like really bad, like one you're going to think about forever. So lots on the line here, more than just a berth in a championship game.
That's right. The spot in tomorrow afternoon's UNYCHL championship game is on the line. It's a 5-5 score after 2 periods of play. St. Bonaventure and Cortland deadlocked in a wild offensive affair here from the North Buffalo Ice Rink. It's the first of 2 semifinal games here this evening. Our second game will immediately follow this one. It will be Buffalo State and Binghamton. Be sure to join us for that one as well. We're going to take a little bit of a break here as we get ready for third period play here from the North Buffalo Ice Rink. Our score, though, after 2 periods of play, it is St. Bonaventure 5 and Cortland also with 5. And welcome back to the North Buffalo Ice Rink as we get set for third period play in our first UNYCHL semifinal matchup of the evening. It is the Cortland Red Dragons and the St. Bonaventure Bonnies deadlocked at 5 after 2 periods of play. It's been a very exciting matchup so far. We expect nothing but the same here in the last 20 minutes of play. Thank you for joining us for our broadcast today. Hello, I'm Aaron Elpern, joined on the call today by color commentator Sean McHugh, camera operator Jeff Jazarowski, as we had a ton of activity in the first half of this game. All 10 goals scored in the first 30 minutes of action, actually less than 30 minutes of action. Maybe the teams have settled down and played a little bit of defense since, but it's certainly the type of game where the defensive units for each team are being pushed to their limits.
Absolutely, and the ironic part of this is, Aaron, these two teams are two of the better defensive teams, maybe two of the best defensive teams in the UNYCHL. Surprising to see the offense, but my God, is it welcome to see the offense.
As we get started here in third period play, it's going to be the Bonnies looking to get the first offensive push here of the period. That shot from Mego doesn't get through traffic, but that one does from the point. Jake Spina gets a lot on that one. Stick save made by the netminder Klo. And we are right back to the pace we left off with in second period play, as it is quickly a couple of shots in on goal for the Bonnies, and they get the offensive zone draw here with just 19 seconds gone in the period.
Yep, they did get an abbreviated not an abbreviated power play. Their power play spilled over about 30 seconds into the third, so Bonnie does get their first crack at possession. They got 2 shots on goal right now. Klo does look like he has settled in a little bit since allowing that 5th goal, so something to watch. The goaltenders, looked a little better towards the end of that second. That's going to be key going into this third period.
Yeah, last few seconds of the penalty finally ticking away. That's a big kill for the Red Dragons, as that was a 5-minute major that they had to kill off there. They did manage to do so, and now they have a chance here in the neutral zone. Miklas coming through up ice with some speed. Takes a bump there as the defenseman making that solid play at his own blue line. Jacob Jackson doing the work there for the Bonnies.
Jackson was worried, too. He looked around to see if anybody in stripes had their arm up. They did not, and good thing, because that was outstanding defense.
Back into the Cortland zone as the Red Dragons look to move it up ice. Delemba's pass doesn't connect, and the Bonnies send it right back into Cortland territory. As we're a little bit more than a minute gone here in third period play, it is a 5-5 game. Anxious to see who will get this game's next goal and open up a lead. Puck comes slowly towards the Cortland net, still sitting there in the slot. Neither team able to find that one. The shot's finally taken. It goes just wide as Johnson let the backhand go. Johnson has it again here at the near boards. His pass is intercepted. Delemba getting that one up ice quickly, but his pass is just too far for its intended target. That one's going to go for ice. Actually,
they waved it off.
They waved that one off, surprisingly. Right. Referee or linesman signaling that the goaltender made a move to play it. So St. Bonaventure is going to have to skate it up ice. They do get it into the offensive zone without too much difficulty. Now setting up some pressure here in the near corner with Michael Rappa. 2 players from each side there. Hughes comes out with it, gets that pass out in front. Finds Johnson right there who puts it home. The Bonnies take the 6-5 lead, and maybe they're the team that's going to get the momentum here in the early part of the period.
They came out strong. They had a power play to finish the second period spilling over. Got some zone time right there. Got the goaltender Klo kind of cheating a bit to his left when the pass comes out in front, and then the one-timer shot by the St. Bonaventure forward James Johnson again gets it low. Got it the opposite post from where Klo was sliding, and it snuck between the skate and the pipe, and Bonaventure gets their first lead of the game, Aaron. It's shocking with the amount of goals. The game's either been tied or it's been a Cortland lead until now.
It feels like it's been a real back-and-forth type of affair, but you do have to remember that Cortland did open up that early lead. It's kind of been back and forth in terms of momentum, and this is, as Sean mentioned, that first lead in favor of St. Bonaventure. Puck ends up going into the Cortland bench there as the Bonnies were trying to move it up ice. The puck going into the bench, forcing the stoppage in play. We're a little bit more than 2 minutes gone in period number 3. We already have the first goal of the period, and that's the Bonnies getting it, opening up this 6-5 lead.
Yeah, Cortland, now here's the thing, though, getting the first goal in a period. Last time Cortland got the first goal in the second period, Bonaventure's answer was immediate. So nothing is safe right now. Like we said, a 4-goal lead is not something to be comfortable with in this game, because a 3-goal lead lasted a third of a period, so more.
Puck here in the Bonaventure zone as they connect on a couple of passes, move it up ice. It's O'Brien into the offensive zone. Tries to slide it behind the defenseman and then find it again. But it's going to be Cortland managing to break that pressure and get it up ice. but just barely getting into the neutral zone before Connor Uhas comes back and makes a good play to send it right back in. Good stick over there on the far side, as it was Delemba taking that hit from Connor O'Brien. The puck ends up back in the St. Bonaventure zone, and the defenseman looked to go D to D there, setting up the breakout. Making a move on the far side, it's going to be Jackson to get free of the forechecker. He manages to get it up ice, then takes a big hit as he's sandwiched between two different Cortland players, taking that punishment to dump the puck into the offensive zone. Back to the point to Stutz. His shot hits a body and goes wide. Now a loose puck here in the near circle. Langlot's feeding it out of the zone, getting it over the glove of the St. Bonaventure defender. But the Bonnies looking to counter quickly, come back into the offensive zone. Backhander coming in towards net. That was just slowly fed in front of the net as Jackson was maybe looking to get a pass in front and was kind of caught in between the pass or shot. So it ends up being a slow-moving shot in on the goaltender. Clough covers that one up. And we'll have a face-off coming up in the Cortland zone with 16:44 to go in the third period.
Yeah, but Bonaventure, they are pedal to the metal right now. They have relinquished 0 zone time for the most part in this period since getting their go-ahead goal, and they're looking to just pile it on and run this thing out. Cortland's got to reset and get back down to playing in the Bonaventure offensive zone.
Spina has the puck there in the corner as he tried to get a pass out in front of the net. He had Kernitz there, but the pass didn't quite get there. Now a loose puck here in the neutral zone. Bianchi turns back towards his own net. Now it's a breakaway for the Bonnies. Spina in on goal. Great save made by Clough as he kicked out the left pad to make the stop. He had a diving teammate coming back to try to make a play on that one there, and it was Vereline that ended up running into Clough. Net comes off. Both players on the ice. A little bit slow getting back to their skates. Clough just shaking off a little bit of discomfort there, it looks like.
Say that again.
But he appears to be back to full strength and ready for another draw coming up in the defensive zone draw for Cortland, rather. It's going to be to the left of Clough. As now 16:14 to go in the third period. A dangerous opportunity there for the Bonnies.
Well, we were going to say a goaltender making a huge save was going to be something necessary at one point in this game. Well, Clough made a huge save because Spina gets in all alone. Spina's been great tonight, getting chance after chance, and Clough shuts the door. So big save there. Now it's on his teammates to get out of their end and get this game tied for him. His
defenseman Bianchi making a good play to keep that pass from getting out in front of the net. Now it comes back to the point. Fitzpatrick tries to get it through the crowd, but it hits a skate and goes to the far corner. Now battle for a loose puck there in that far corner. Eventually it's going to be Blevins that has it. Blevins looking to pass it up ice now, and he gets it to Mikolas. Mikolas with that one-touch pass just didn't quite get it to Vereline, and Mitchell Marsh gets in the way, and he looks to come back in the other direction himself. Puts it through his legs, now goes in behind the net. Spinning pass in towards the front of the net. Rebound just sitting right there, unable to be put home by Werner. Now a loose puck on the far side. It's kept in by Sobko. Good work there to avoid a couple of different Cortland guys and to keep that puck in. This fourth line here from the Bonnies doing good work here in the offensive zone, making sure that they do their part to wear down these Cortland defenders.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of that, too.
All of the lines here from St. Bonaventure have been doing that. They've really put a lot of pressure on all of the Cortland players to make sure that they maintain their defensive zone assignments. And now Cortland's going to have to make a change here as we have a whistle, the puck being frozen. 15:04 remaining in third period play. The Bonnies have gotten some momentum out of their third period goal. They've taken the lead by 6-5, and they've spent a decent amount of time here in the offensive zone after that.
Yeah, they're doing everything right now in terms of playing with a lead in the third period, but they cannot relinquish this at all. Even if they do get the next goal, they're still going to need to continue to play this pressure because goals are absolutely not at a premium today. They're coming in bunches, so I expect both teams to gun for 10 goals, get to 10 goals in this period.
Hans there in the far corner trying to put some pressure on, but it's going to be St. Bonaventure breaking that pressure and getting it up ice quickly. Hughes unable to handle that pass, but he has it again here in the offensive zone. A little bit of a bump there with Mueller, but he gets it in front. He had a man there. It was Rappa looking for that loose puck, just got tied up before that puck could get to him. And now Langlot sends it up the near side, making sure it gets out of the zone. It's going to maybe a little bit of a rush here for Cortland. Don't exactly have numbers, but they have speed. Good defense there just inside the Bonaventure blue line. These are definitely numbers for the Bonnies. Hughes into the offensive zone. He has Rappa in front of the net.
What a save!
Beautiful save made by Clough as he goes two-pad stack to make the stop to rob Michael Rappa and to keep this one a 6-5 game.
Wow, Clough goes full Marty Brodeur right there with the double stack in the glove. That was a well-executed. It was a 4-on-1, but the game was down to a 2-on-1. Pass gets to the man in stride. He takes a second. He does it right. He waits for the goaltender to make his move, then tries to elevate. Clough throws the legs and the glove up and makes a ridiculous save.
I think we were talking there in the second period and then the early going here of the third, whether or not Klo had settled down. I feel like he finally has, looking at that save right there.
Last two of them.
Cortland now here in the offensive zone as they're looking to put some much-needed pressure on themselves. They've had to do a lot of defending here in this third period. Now they're trying to put some of that pressure in on the far side. St. Bonaventure, though, has control of the puck.
Oh, that was
puck
dirty.
Comes out to the neutral zone. Connor Uhas now into the offensive zone. Dumps it in on net. Played with the stick by Klo off to the corner. Quick shot then turned around by O'Brien. That one goes just wide. Pressure being kept on here in the offensive zone by the Bonnies. O'Brien in behind the net doing some good work on Bianchi there to get away from him. Bianchi, though, recovering and taking the puck back away from him. And now starting it up ice here on this near side. Hammerly looking to get it into the center ice area. Passes a step or two beyond its intended target. St. Bonaventure sending it right back into the offensive zone and then heading to make a change.
Look out.
13:20 to go here in third period play as Delemba finally gets it out of his zone, gets it through the neutral zone, but Mitchell March coming right back at him, forcing him to play defense in right after he let go of that puck. Cortland, though, finding control of it, getting it up ice. This is the dangerous Zach Mikolas. Mikolas stops, got some room there, but it's the recovering defenseman Fitzpatrick making that play to make sure that there was no second move to be made there in the offensive zone by number 4, Zach Mikolas. Good play in the defensive zone by Ripkema to create a turnover. Unable to get that one up ice, though, as that could have been an opportunity with numbers for Cortland. They're going to have to play some defense now as we approach 12:40 to go in the third period. Ben Langlot's doing the work in his own zone, getting it up to Veriline. Veriline into the offensive zone, drops it for Mikolas. Chance here in the offensive zone. Backhand pass to the far side. Nobody was there. Mikolas with a beautiful-looking play to set that one up. Just nobody there to accept the pass on the far side.
I want Mikolas shooting that puck every single time. Oh, never mind.
Mikolas trying to get that one in front of the net. Just couldn't quite get it to Veriline. Now it comes all the way back into the Cortland zone. Langlot's getting a piece of that one on its way, though, and that negates any icing. But some room to maneuver up ice for the Cortland Red Dragons. Now it's going to be Lindstad doing so, getting it up to Mikolas. Mikolas deflects it on into the offensive zone. And Morello over there to put some pressure on. Puck comes back to the near side where Sobko's trying to break it out of the zone for the Bonnies. He goes back to the far side where Aiden Jones accepts his pass and then quickly through the neutral zone. Now a foot race back into Cortland territory. Puck is kept in here at the blue line. Good play by TJ Wall in on his own. Takes that shot. Good save made by Klo as Wall maybe got just a little bit in too close to have enough room to actually get a shot past the goaltender. Now as we are at 11 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the period, it's an attempted breakout by Cortland, but again, it's this fourth line of St. Bonaventure doing their part in the offensive zone, making things difficult for the Cortland Red Dragons defenders and forwards getting the puck out. Again, that breakout only goes as far as center ice before being sent back into the Bonaventure offensive zone. Then it comes out to Morello, and he brings it into the offensive zone for Cortland with some speed. But he runs into David O'Donohue, and a solid defensive play there made in the Bonnies zone to keep that rush from really going anywhere.
So far, just a lot of speed, but the puck really isn't moving with the players right now. Bonaventure had that last chance with the great save by Klo, but the speed, it's basically zone entries and defense. Wow.
Dumped right in from the neutral zone, and a little bit of an awkward play to his defenseman. Eventually gets it to Ripkema, and then up ice to Mueller. Mueller with a good play to get that one up ahead to Cochran, and now the Red Dragons into the offensive zone. Pass out in front. Braglia just couldn't get a hold of that one. He had a man right on him playing good tight defense. Bonnie's countering, though, quickly, as they have certainly done a much better job of moving the puck up ice here in the second half of the game, connecting on most of their passes and not having too much difficulty gaining the zone. They have the puck here in the neutral zone again. Rappa then feeding it into the offensive zone, and they again gain the blue line and get it deep into the Red Dragon zone. Down low, it's Sobko putting the pressure on. Shot is taken from a tough angle. That was Owen Hughes letting that one go. Went off the side of the goaltender, making that stop, but Hughes has it again below the goal line. Hughes cycles it down low. Rappa chases in after it. Takes a little bit of a hook there. And the penalty is being called here in the neutral zone as it comes back to the point. Fitzpatrick loading up the slap shot as the St. Bonaventure net is empty. They get the extra attacker out there, but Langlots gets the touch on it. And eventually the penalty is signaled. It is the hooking call that might have been able to get away with it if he would have let that stick go a second or two earlier, just kept it in there for too long. Eventually that call was going to have to be made.
Yeah, and that is a really tough time for the Cortland Red Dragons to take a penalty because we are now in the latter half of the third period. Bonaventure has pretty much had everything they've wanted in this period, minus that little threatening chance there by Mikolas. Bonaventure has a chance to really get themselves into a nice spot right now. Cortland's got to have this kill, though. I mean, they have to have it. Bonaventure was in this spot on a kill earlier in the game when it could have been a 4-goal lead. They got the kill. Cortland's got to get the kill here.
Cortland did a good job killing off that major penalty that they took in the second period. That carried over into the third. Ooh, there was a very good-looking shot let go by Stutz, just inches away from that far post as he had that original save. That second opportunity was sitting there for a long moment if you were from a Cortland viewpoint, and eventually the defender cleared it. And now we have the icing call being made. 5:09 now left in regulation as the faceoff comes back to the right of the netminder Clow.
All right, we are approaching my panic threshold here for Cortland. They got to start pressing. They got to start taking chances. They got to start throwing all safety out the window and go for the throat. You maybe can wait till 3 minutes, but the way this offense is gone, I would definitely try to score sooner than later because goals have a tendency of being answered quickly in this game.
Cortland winning that draw, getting it up ice quickly. This is Christopher Hammerly into the offensive zone. He stops here along the near boards. Good defense by Fitzpatrick to make sure that there was no second pass to be made there after he stopped and set up camp in the offensive zone. Puck comes back across the blue line now into center ice where Bianchi battling for it. It ends up being chopped up in the air by Cochran. It goes into the St. Bonaventure bench, and that results in a stoppage in play. 4:47 now left in regulation. Both teams making some line changes here as we are under the 5-minute mark in the third period.
Yeah, I expect the shifts to be short and sweet for Bonaventure. Cortland, I expect a heavy dose of Zach Miklas as well. Bonaventure's got 3 D pairs, so they're going to rotate them all, keep everybody fresh. I think Cortland's got to get their best guys out there as often as they can to try and get this thing tied.
St. Bonaventure with possession of it. The referee again getting hit with a puck. That's the 4th or 5th time today a referee has ended up taking one either off the back or the skates.
I mean, is this a metaphor for something, or is this just bad luck?
I don't know, but in that case, it was an opportunity for Cortland to get a shot in on goal. It came from the left point from Langlotz. It was an easy glove save by Filipowicz, but the Red Dragons get an offensive zone draw out of it, and we have 4:23 now left in regulation. Face-off will be Morello for the Red Dragons and Tchaikovsky for the Bonnies.
Let's see, Bonaventure's got some speed out there right now as well, so it looks like they're going to try to push and play some tempo here.
Bit of a scrambled face-off, almost comes in front of the net to a Cortland player. This is Mueller here in the near corner, making sure it stays down low in the offensive zone. He's got Morello with it. Morello then back to the point. Shot taken there, through a crowd. It goes just wide as Ripkeman let a good, hard, low wrist shot go. Just didn't quite get the bounce that he was hoping for out of it. 4 minutes now left in regulation as it comes back into the Cortland zone. Ripkema quickly up ice, deflected into the offensive zone, just barely staying underneath the ceiling of the building. Plenty of room now for the Bonnies to move it up ice as Cortland is making a change. That pass connects, and now TJ Wall across the blue line takes a good solid stick from Benjamin Langlotz there along the near boards. And now Cortland trying to get it up that far side, but Ray Werner keeping it in for the Bonnies. 3:30 remaining in regulation as Cortland feeds it through the neutral zone. It goes past the defenseman. Icing will be called on the play as the Cortland players trying to plead their case for negating that icing, saying that the Bonaventure defenseman could have touched that. They don't get their way on that, however, as those arguments never really get you very far.
No.
3:29 now left in regulation, and the Bonnies are going to get another offensive zone draw here. This one coming up to the glove side of Brett Clow.
Yeah, and at this point, a Bonnie goal would be huge. I mean, this game's not going to be over until the clock says 0, but if Bonnie can get a 2-goal lead, that could you would probably be able to feel some of the tension just lift off that bench.
Loose puck just out the other side of the Cortland blue line, eventually moved back into Cortland zone by Rappa. He now has a loose puck there on the far side, tries to fire a shot from a tough angle. Defenseman Delemba getting in the way of that one. Now a battle for a loose puck, eventually settled down by Verline. He looks to move it out of the zone. He's got a man here on this near side, but Lindstad eventually deflects that one forward. It deflects too high, though, for him, and it ends up touching the ceiling. So that's going to be another stoppage in play. 3:04 now remaining in the third period as the tension is starting to ratchet up a little bit more here as it's this 1-goal game as we approach just 3 minutes to go here in regulation. You know that the Cortland Red Dragons are going to throw everything they can at St. Bonaventure here. The desperation mode has got to be coming soon from Cortland's perspective.
Absolutely, and I think it should be there right now, to be honest with you, because the thing is, 1 goal can easily lead to 2 in a game like this.
Scramble for a loose puck just out inside of the Cortland blue line. They eventually move it forward. Braglia now has it on his stick here just inside the blue line. Loose puck comes out to Cochran. He fires a shot just wide. Hammerly then tries to feed it back in front. Just couldn't quite get that one to Braglia. That's going to allow Spina to come up ice with some speed. 1-on-2. Fires it in towards the net. He was looking high glove. The netminder Klo made the save with the glove, but the rebound was there for a moment. And then a penalty is being called over there on the far side. This one's going to go to Cortland as number 7, Michael Cochran, is taking this one here. Now it appears that there's a second penalty being called as well, as there was a Spina and the second Cortland player ended up being tied up in the aftermath of the whistle. So actually this looks like 2 Cortland penalties.
That was just, I can't believe he did that.
That's going to be tough to take from the Cortland perspective as they take 2 penalties. I thought the first one was kind of borderline, especially for 2:27 to go in a 1-goal game, a 1-goal playoff game in the third period. He made the call pretty quickly, though. He was right there on top of it, made the call immediately. The second call was made after the little extracurricular activity after the play. I think that might just be a misconduct, though, so nope, that's going to be another 2 minutes. So this will be 5-on-3 for the St. Bonaventure Bonnies. This is a golden opportunity for them to blow this game wide open.
Yeah, Bonaventure has a golden opportunity to slam the door shut on Cortland right here. Cortland's got to be thinking shorthanded goal. They got to go for the unheard of, rare at best, white tiger of the goals, the 5-on-3 shorthanded goal.
That was the opportunity right there, that little misplay at the blue line. If Hammerly could have gotten a hold of that puck, that was it. Shot comes in from Fitzpatrick. It gets deflected, and instead of on net, as the Bonaventure player intended, it goes up into the protective netting above the net. So face-off coming up here with 2:15 remaining in regulation. Minute 49 in the 2 penalties to Cortland.
If Bonaventure, you can really, you can't miss either way. You can possess the puck and kill time, or you can go for the throat, or you can kind of just be methodical and pick your spots. Bonaventure's going for the goal, though. Never mind that. They're going to try to just end this thing now.
Setting up their power play nicely here as it's Hughes along that far boards. Tried to get that pass across. He had Aiden Jones streaking toward that far post. Klo went to slide across to make the stop, ends up dislodging the goal post, so we have another stoppage with just under 2 minutes to go in regulation. Still a 6-5 lead in favor of St. Bonaventure, but it's a little bit easier of a lead to protect when you have the 2-man advantage here in the under 2 minutes.
Theoretically, if you even wanted to, you could play 4-on-3 and just have somebody stand at center ice just in case something crazy happens. Granted, they're not going to do that, and I'm glad they're not, but there is a coach out there that would pull that in this situation. We know it.
Well, they look like they're just trying to make sure that they get that 7th one, make sure they open up as much insurance as they can. Goals have come fast and furious in this game. I don't think there's any lead that is safe until the final horn goes. Shot comes in from Hughes. Caught the goaltender leaning a little bit, hit him in the head. He might be a little shaken up. As another shot comes in, he makes this save, hangs on with the glove. And I tell you, this has been not the type of game you want to be a netminder in, as it's been offense, offense, offense in all directions coming from all parts of the ice. Klo taking that one right between the eyes, but he makes the second save after he recovers, holds on with the glove. Now a minute 47 to go in regulation.
Yeah, like I said, I thought Bonaventure might experiment with the idea of possession, and pick your spots. Nope. They are just in full-on attack mode right now. They're trying to the nail is on the coffin, the hammer is above it. At this point, they're just trying to swing it one more time to put it in there.
Kernitz and Vereline on for the draw here, and this is a big face-off for Cortland if they're going to try to maintain some possession and get anything going here. They can't win that draw, though, and the puck is kept in the zone by St. Bonaventure. A minute 40 now left in regulation. Cortland trying to get it clear. They do get it out of the zone, all the way back into St. Bonaventure territory. A minute 30 to go in regulation, a minute 4 in the 2 penalties against Cortland. So there's a little bit of a gap there for when those 2 penalties are released and for the end of regulation. But there's a 3-on-1 coming into the zone. Extra move at the blue line from Mego ends up creating an offsides call. Another one of those very close plays at the blue line that we've seen throughout this game. That one is called on the offsides. And the opportunity for St. Bonaventure to put this one away goes by the wayside as the offsides infraction is called. So now 1:20 to go in regulation, 54 seconds in the 2 penalties to Cortland.
Yep, so Cortland does get a neutral zone faceoff. They can try something here if they want to, but they got to win the faceoff. And Bonaventure's been doing a great job of winning puck battles here. Oh, here we go.
They go quickly into the offensive zone as Cortland was trying to push something there off the draw. Redirection play doesn't quite connect there in front of the net as it was Spina driving hard towards the goal crease. Cortland now finally finding possession of it. Langlot's over there on the far side, tries to stick handle around 2 different people. That gives Kernitz an opportunity down low. Shot in on goal, save is made by Klo. Rebound cleared in behind the net. Loose puck there, wraparound attempt, then an opportunity there.
The whistle?
It's the penalty being called in behind the net as the goaltender is again down and slow to get back to his feet. And we see exactly what the penalty being called. I think this one's going to St. Bonaventure.
That's big if it does. And Klo is in obvious discomfort right now. I mean, that he's been reaching for his back for a lot of this game. Them having to contort himself like that couldn't have done him any favors. Oh, Bonaventure just opened the door for Cortland, Aaron.
All right, Bonaventure's taking a penalty. It's the holding call against Jake Spina as he throws his stick a couple times in the penalty box in frustration. And a timeout has been called by Cortland as they clearly have some very tired players, but they're also trying to get that equalizer here. They are down by a goal, 54.6 seconds left in regulation. We have some penalty time still up on the board, so it's going to be a 4-on-3 in favor of St. Bonaventure, but the faceoff will be coming up in the Cortland offensive zone, so we'll have to wait and see exactly how many players each team sends out there for this next faceoff.
Yes, and it's also going to be interesting to see who is sent out there. We got a good idea who Bonaventure's sending out there. They got 4 guys in Filipowicz, the goaltender, standing outside of the bench. I mean, no surprise to see Fitzpatrick and the captain Stutz out there.
Hughes and Rappa look like the 2 forwards that are coming out. Actually, now we're getting a couple of changes being made. Not sure exactly their personnel. Gave us a little bit of a head fake. It's going to be, the top 2 pair, the Stutz and Jackson pair on defense. And then we have, it's 3 skaters coming out here for Cortland. The goaltender is by the bench.
Yep,
he's in the bench. They finally make the decision. Yeah, okay, they got the 4 players out there. So it's 4-on-4 with the empty net for Cortland. And we're ready to go. Verline and Hughes on for the draw. Puck is scrambled, then played behind the St. Bonaventure net. Now 50 seconds remaining.
My goodness.
Turnover in front of the net. Mikolas right there. Out of the backhand, and he shoots and scores. Unbelievable. Unbelievable turnover in their own zone. St. Bonaventure hands the most dangerous Red Dragon player the puck right in front. Zach Mikolas, no doubt about that one, going to the backhand, tying this one up. We've got ourselves a 6-6 hockey game, Sean.
And Aaron, what a play by Mikolas. Again, the puck turned over in front of their own net. The one place you cannot send the puck in that situation. Mikolas gets it in the slot. At first, I thought the move was too much, but then when I saw what he created for himself, he gave himself the entire net. And here's the thing. Not only is momentum shifted, Bonaventure does have a power play for 18 seconds. If they don't score, Cortland goes to the power play to finish this game, and if we do go to, I'm not going to say the word, they'll start on a power play. A huge momentum shift here for Cortland when the game seemed like it was over.
Well,
they took a penalty.
No, for some reason the guy thought his penalty was released. He stepped out of the box, ended up being sent back in. Eventually that's sorted out, and in the aftermath of all of that, St. Bonaventure takes their timeout. So catch your breath, folks. We are not done here quite yet. This has been a wild affair from the very beginning. We had a ton of goals in the first period. We had 10 goals before we were even halfway through this game. It's settled down since the halfway mark, but the wildness has picked up here inside the last minute. Cortland getting the equalizer, down a man with some strange penalties going on, a strange turnover there in the St. Bonaventure zone. Zach Mikolas finishing the play to tie this one at 6. 45 seconds remaining, Sean. The stage is set for just more drama.
I'm here for it, too. Aaron, I said it. Something crazy was going to happen here. Something crazy just happened, but do either of us think that we've seen the craziest this game has yet to offer? I don't know that we have. There's a lot of time left in this game, and there might even be more. So buckle up, fans. Here we go.
45 seconds remaining in regulation. It's a 6-6 hockey game. It is the Cortland Red Dragons and the St. Bonaventure Bonnies giving us a treat here tonight. When we restart, it will be a 4-on-3 in favor of St. Bonaventure for another 18 seconds. Then the 2 penalties from Cortland will be released, and the Red Dragons go on the power play. Plenty to like here in the last minute. Bonnies have the puck, moving it up ice. Aiden Jones into the offensive zone, fires a shot in on goal. It goes just wide. 8 seconds remaining in the power play now for St. Bonaventure. This puck comes back to the point. Fitzpatrick settles it down. He's got Jones on the far point. His shot is blocked. Now the Red Dragons on the power play as their penalties expire, but St. Bonaventure still with the puck in behind the net. Eventually, Mikkelis finding that one, floating it through the neutral zone. It catches just a little bit of the light at the roof of the building, and so that will stop play as we have just over 14 seconds remaining in regulation. And the faceoff will be coming up here in the Cortland zone. It's a 6-6 hockey game. The Bonnies are going to get a chance with the offensive zone draw, but they are killing a penalty, it's worth noting.
Yes, if they win the draw, they can set up shop. If they lose it, what do you do? Do you pressure the puck or do you retreat? That's going to be the question at hand. Or do you just send both forwards on the puck and drop your defenseman back and prevent?
Tchaikovsky wins the draw for the Bonnies. They can't keep it in the zone. Eventually, Wall just sends it right back in. Now 8 seconds to go in the period. Hammerly loads up the slap shot. Kick save is made by Filipowicz. And was that an icing? No, it's waved off here on the far side.
They're going to drop it at center ice, I think.
Drop it at center ice with 0.5 to go.
Can anything happen in 0.5 seconds?
From center ice, I don't think so.
But if any game is going to have something like that, is this one.
Kind of another weird play happening at the end of what has been a very interesting game throughout from start to finish. It's been entertaining for certain, and just when you start to think you know what's coming next, this game throws another curveball at you.
Yep,
and that's how regulation ends. They just drop the puck, and the horn goes, so now we get ready for overtime. It is a 6-6 tie after 3 periods of play. And 3 periods not going to be enough to settle things here from the North Buffalo Ice Rink. We're going to have to go to overtime here. And if I understand correctly, overtime format in the UNYCHL is 5-on-5. As actually we see the league commissioner coming onto the ice to make sure that all the officials are aware of what the rules are and the regulations and the protocol for moving forward. Conversation going on with the men in stripes over there and the league commissioner, so making sure we get this all sorted. My question is, are we resurfacing or are we going to just go on to dirty ice? It looks like we're going to resurface. So both teams will head to their locker rooms. St. Bonaventure, Cortland tied at 6 through 60 minutes of play. 60 minutes, not enough to decide things here. Both teams seeking a spot in the finals of the UNYCHL Playoffs. And it's going to take extra time to figure out exactly which team will move forward. Will it be the Red Dragons or will it be the Bonnies? We'll find out coming up in overtime, but we're going to step away here for a short intermission, and then we'll be ready to go for what should be an exciting conclusion to what has already been an exciting game. Please stay tuned as we have more hockey coming up right here from the North Buffalo Ice Rink. And welcome back inside the North Buffalo Ice Rink as 60 minutes of play between Cortland and St. Bonaventure. Not going to be enough to decide things here in this UNYCHL semifinal. We head to overtime, tied at 6 between the Bonnies and Red Dragons. Cortland tying this one with under a minute to go. Their leading scorer, Zach Mikolas, getting the 6th goal to tie this thing up and send it to the extra time. And it's going to be a power play for Cortland to start the extra frame. A minute 6 of a power play remaining. Hello, I'm Aaron Elprin, along for the call of what's been an exciting game throughout. Sean McHugh, color commentator alongside. Also Jeff Jazarowski, our camera operator, as we get set for what should be just another exciting period of hockey. It's been intense and fast-paced right from the start, Sean. I'm expecting nothing less here in overtime.
Not a chance, Aaron. We have been treated to literally, this one game is worth the price of admission for every single game this weekend. And now we get overtime. We get it on a power play, a lethal power play to start overtime. So this game could either end quickly or we're going to be here for a while.
Cortland has shown that they're dangerous on the power play already in this game. They have 50 seconds remaining on this man advantage. They have the puck in the offensive zone. Morello has it in behind the net. Tries to get that pass along to Veroline. Veroline has it there on the far side as he looks to set up the power play on this fresh ice. Gets it to Mikolas, the goal scorer who tied things up late in the period in the third. Shot is taken from Langlotz, who was sitting there in the slot. Nobody had an idea of where it was. Eventually, St. Bonaventure clears it out of the zone. Now here at center ice, a little bit of a dangerous play there by Mikolas, almost turning it over, giving St. Bonaventure an opportunity. They just take the opportunity to dump it in, kill off a little bit more time here on this penalty. 15 seconds now to go in the Red Dragons power play as a cross-ice pass doesn't connect to Veroline. And it's going to be the Bonnies sending it right back into the Cortland zone. Now just 5 seconds remaining on that power play.
Well, in very appropriate fashion, not a whole lot happened on that power play. Cortland is going to get one more rush as Jake Spina comes out of the box.
That rush doesn't get much
got him changing.
Blue line. Spina might have a lane here as he caught the Red Dragons changing. His shot went off of the foot of the defenseman, just barely missing that far post. Minute and 20 into the fourth period, the overtime period here from the North Buffalo Ice Rink. Bonnie's dumping it into the offensive zone, setting up some light pressure here as it's Ripkema carrying it out. Gets it to Hammerly and then quickly up ice as it's dumped in by Morello. Morello goes to the bench for a change as his teammate Cochran puts some pressure on here in the offensive zone. Stutz looking to make a pass up the near side, but that one is too far for its intended target. It will go for icing as the Cortland player wins the race for the hash marks. So Cortland will get an offensive zone draw with a minute and 45 gone here in the overtime period. Next goal wins here. It's sudden death from the North Buffalo Ice Rink. The Bonnies and Red Dragons playing for a spot in the UNYCHL Championship.
Yep, we have graduated from which team is going to grab the most momentum to which team makes the play that sends them to the ship. So Cortland's going to get the offensive zone face-off. Long shot, and here we go. Let's see what we can get at 5-on-5.
Ripkema taking that shot there from the near point. Good pad save made by Filipowicz. Cortland, though, keeping it moving here in the offensive zone. Bianchi comes in from his point position to make sure that stays deep. But it's going to be David Stutz with a chance to move it out of the zone for St. Bonaventure. He floats a pass into the neutral zone. Mason Mego has it here. Has a little bit of a lane to carry it into the offensive zone. Goes wide on the defenseman. Takes a little bit of a stick check. Then the puck comes back to the point. Pass is made. Stutz here on the near side. Cross-ice pass. He's got a man there. Shot is made right in on the goaltender. Another save. Another big save made by Brett Clough. As when he came into this game, we were wondering about how settled he was in this affair. He has made a bunch of saves in the third period, and now this one here in overtime. We've also been mentioning that he's been in a little bit of discomfort, sometimes slow to get back to his skates. This is one of those times again. Seemed like he might be having some discomfort in his back area there in the third period, and officials there talking to him as he's in a little bit of discomfort again and a little bit slow getting back to his skates.
Yeah, that's tough because you don't want to pull him out of the game. That third period, he was spectacular, but if he says he's good, he's good. Yeah, he's not coming out.
Eventually he gets back to his skates. He's ready to go. And the linesman appears to be ready to go as well. We're going to have the face-off now in that far circle. It's going to be Veroline and Hughes on for the draw. Bonaventure winning it cleanly right back to Johnson. His shot, though, ends up being deflected up and over the net, over the glass into the protective netting. So we'll redo that face-off again from that same dot over there on the glove hand side of the netminder Clough. And again, it will be Hughes and Veroline on for this draw. Bonnie's again winning the draw. Shot is taken. This one just kind of floats in towards Clough, and he puts the glove up to catch it. So for a third time, we'll go to that same face-off dot and try this face-off yet again.
Yeah, this has been the slowest start to a period we've had all day. I mean, usually there's 2 goals by now in the way the periods have started. So teams are definitely going to look to tighten up with overtime. Cortland looking to break out here, but they're having a lot of trouble getting out of their own way right now.
Bonaventure keeping it in. Langlots gets in the way down there in that far corner, but the Bonnies keep it in. 2-on-1 down low, setting up Hughes in towards the net, and he shoots and scores. The Bonnies win it in overtime.
What a play there by St. Bonaventure. Hughes picks up the puck down low. They play a 2-man game, and Hughes has the defender and the goaltender at his mercy. There is a forward on the back door, and the pass, the threat, there's no idea what he's going to do, and then Hughes puts it right between the bar. Aaron, look out here at Cortland, though. The entire Red Dragon team is going all over to their goaltender, who played through an obvious injury, gave them everything he had. Good to see them showing appreciation to their teammate who literally played through. I can tell just by the way he's standing there. He is in extreme pain right now. Tip of the cap to him for giving this team everything he had, getting this game to overtime. But the St. Bonaventure Bonnies made the last play, and they will move on to the UNYCHL Tier 1 Championship.
St. Bonaventure Bonnies winning it in dramatic fashion in overtime as they come out of here with the 7-6 victory in what was a thrilling game throughout. Cortland and St. Bonaventure going back and forth here in this contest, and it's another game in the UNYCHL Playoffs this year in which the team that scores first ends up losing. Cortland had the game's first goal, but they end up falling by a score of 7-6 here in overtime.
Yeah, that's a tough loss for Cortland. They did play a very strong game, but they ran into an opponent that played equally as strong. It was literally, like you said, Aaron, it was going to come down to who makes the last play. We got to overtime. That's literally what overtime is. Bonaventure came out. They had to kill a little bit of a penalty. They did that, and that was the tough part. Filipowicz had a rough game for his standards because we know what he's capable of. He makes the saves he has to make in overtime. Bonaventure gets their chance. Cortland not able to break out. Bonaventure comes back on a 2-man game. Goaltender was in obvious pain, not moving as well as you know that he probably can. Bonaventure takes advantage and gets the win. We'll see them in the championship tomorrow.
Bonaventure will play for the UNYCHL Championship tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Still have to determine who will face them in that game, and the next semifinal is coming up right here from the North Buffalo Ice Rink, and that game will be the Buffalo State Bengals and the Binghamton Bearcats. That game will be coming up next on a fresh stream here on the UNYCHL YouTube channel. Please join us for that one. It's been a thrilling one here from this first semifinal. We can only hope for much of the same in the second semifinal matchup. The St. Bonaventure Bonnies move on, winning in overtime by a score of 7-6. That's going to do it for our broadcast from here, but stay tuned for our next game, as it is the Buffalo State Bengals and the Binghamton Bearcats coming up next from the North Buffalo Ice Rink. For Sean McHugh, Jeff Jazarowski, I'm Aaron Elpern. Thank you for joining us for today's game, and we'll see you for our next one coming up in just a few moments.